Good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Mindemn Podcast. My name is Greg, and on this show, I get to sit down with early stage entrepreneurs and business owners to explore how they really found their path. You know, the pivots, the questions, and all the inner work they need to do to get them to where they are today. On this week's episode, I'm chatting with Juinn Tan. She is the owner of Hush Consulting. She's my ex-head of marketing and now the co-owner of the sound healing studio, and I'm going to try and get this right the first time, Ajna, based here in Malaysia. Throughout the conversation, we talk about her journey from high school in the UK to where she's ended up right now. From losing her creative spark, finding it again, and learning how to trust her intuition. Throughout the conversation, we discuss the misalignment between who you are and really what you want to do, and also how to find your way back to that internal alignment. It's just a process you can't rush. Juinn shares why experimenting and collaborating with energizing people and also embracing uncertainty and how all these things can be a powerful driver for growth. I think we concluded the conversation with one simple question. If there was nothing stopping me, what would I do? So bear that in mind when you listen to this week's episode with Juinn Tan. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Here it is. Juinn Tan, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How do you want to start?
I don't know.
Okay, cool. Why are you the way you are? So, I learned some new stuff about you. Hey, did you learn?
Which one?
Nothing I can share here.
Oh God. Okay.
So for those, welcome back to the podcast. Mindemn, you love it. So Juinn and I have known each other for...
Too long.
It's too long, isn't it? 18?
No, 2016.
Get fucked. Is it? 9 years?
Yeah, that's when I... It's almost 10 years.
Oh my God. Okay.
I've known you for almost a decade.
That's a long time.
That's why I have all these extra white hairs.
White hairs?
Yeah, it's all your hair came here and then it became white.
Be thankful. Jeez. Yes, Juinn Tan. So Juinn Tan and I have worked with each other we worked with each other for...
6 years.
6 years. So obviously I wanted to get you on the pod based on your transitions and stuff that you've built. Would you consider yourself an entrepreneur?
No.
Okay, good start.
I don't know. I feel like that word is... What does that even mean?
I don't know. I don't have the dictionary definition, but I do have an iPad and I can look it up. And it's not going to be a picture of you, put it that way.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. One day, you won't just own all the Barbie dolls in the world. You'll own the factory that makes them.
Oh my God.
That has been the main driver for my ongoing discovery of having my own business one day.
Where did you get that from? I know that story because it's a story that obviously I remember, but I don't recall where I wrote it. And I wrote quite a lot at some point in my life.
I can't remember which one this was.
Okay.
I think this was... Not the Leadonomics one, is a different one. But... You know, I would like to understand how much your dad has shaped kind of your journey along the way. But maths in the UK, startup, banking, back to startup, into a big company, leave big company, start own company, start second own company, which is nothing to do with anything else.
That I've been doing for the last
ever.
11, 12 years.
So I'd like to understand where that came from, because it is a big switch. But... I would like to maybe we can start at the beginning.
Okay.
Where's the beginning for you?
It's a bit of a strange one because, that Barbie doll story, or that quote was from my dad, right? He was always encouraging us to have our own business, be our own boss, with the idea that by owning your own business or running your own thing, you'd have a lot of freedom. He was talking mainly in the terms of time. But now that I've been on this journey for, it's not even that long. It's a year and a half.
Is that with Hush?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
18 months already.
It's been, I started in January 2025.
Okay, we can talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. Then I realized it's like the whole like freedom of time thing it's very subjective, because when we were in like the startup world, it was always like, oh, you got to work like around the clock, and it's your business, and if you don't want it to fail, you need to basically throw your entire life into it, blah blah blah. And then that basically threw like my dad's principle of like you get to have your own time to do whatever the hell you want, like out of the window. And then I guess now it's like the freedom of like creativity, like what I want to do with it, how far I want to take it. I also realized that I didn't actually necessarily want to take it as far as I initially thought I did. I was very groomed and shaped by a lot of the fancy stuff that we saw in like startup world of like unicorn, like $1 billion valuations, and
beanbags, pool tables,
beer every Friday, that sort of stuff. And I realized like that's not actually what I want, and it's okay to not want that.
Where did that realization come from?
Well, okay, I guess a lot of it had to do with like my physical health. When I was working in like that really big company, I spent so much time on work. Also because I had to work with like people in Australia who were like 2 to 3 hours ahead of us, to people in like the East Coast who were like 12 hours behind us. So
That's gross.
I know, it was so, looking back now, it was just so weird to think about how I would wake up at like 5 in the morning, jump on a meeting within the next half an hour, and think that it's okay to then still be in a meeting at 11 p.m. that same night. And then one day, like, my health just took a massive hit. Like, I blacked out for like a few seconds.
Oh my god.
And that was when like the vertigo happened.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And then it kind of hit me that like I don't think this is worth it.
I think I spoke to you around that time. I think I was driving at some point and you were like, yeah, I've just spent the last day lying on the floor or something like that.
Yeah, because I couldn't stand up. It's like every time I stood up, my whole world would spin. And the first time it happened, I remember I was just like lying on a couch, just enjoying like an hour of a break before I needed to jump back into my next meeting. And when I stood up, it was like somebody like hit me over the head with like the world's biggest, heaviest, densest pillow, and I just fell back down.
My god.
And I never experienced anything like that before. And
did you actually go to the doctors though?
I did.
Oh my god,
because
you?
I was
that
so
surprises me.
Scared.
Stubborn ass.
Yeah. I was so scared, and I was like alone at home at the time. And I remember like I messaged two of my closest colleagues who are like now my friends, and I just said like the weirdest thing just happened, and they were obviously like they got a bit worried, and I just said like, okay, I'm gonna just cancel the rest of my meetings. I texted my doctor and said I really need to come in and see you now. So I just drove to tell him what had happened. And then we realized like, oh, it's vertigo. And it's like, oh, what's vertigo caused by? It's by stress.
You stressed now?
No.
What's that like?
It's amazing.
What's your secret?
Where do we start?
Yeah, that is a good... I tell you what, how about we understand a bit more about your journey?
Okay.
So I know you studied in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Did you study just pure mathematics in the UK?
No, it was maths and philosophy, because I knew that if I did pure maths, I would probably fail.
Okay, so you needed to balance out.
Yeah, I needed like the padding, like the buffer.
Yeah, I did actually fail, so that's why. It was accounting and finance for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, have you always wanted to study overseas? Because I mean, in Malaysia, there's few people that are fortunate enough to study overseas, but then you have a lot of home birds, right? A lot of people that kind of study in Malaysia.
In a way, I did, because I saw like my older cousins and my siblings all go overseas. Come to think of it, it wasn't like I wanted to study overseas. It was in like my warped little comfort bubble of privilege. It was like a natural thing that would happen because that was a path that everybody took. Like you study in Malaysia until you're in high school, and then you go to England for like college or sixth form, boarding school basically.
Did you do sixth form?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my god, no wonder you are the way you are. I thought you went there for uni.
No.
But you went in these like formative years of coming out of like high school into just like getting that taste of freedom. So how old were you when you went to the UK then? 16, 17?
I was just shy of 17. So I didn't finish like... So in Malaysia, it's like Form 5, right? That's like your last year in high school.
Yeah.
So I didn't finish my Form 5 because term in England starts in like August, September.
Yeah.
So I had to leave like high school here like a few months early because our term ends in December.
Right.
And that's when like the big final exam was. So I had to leave like 3 months early to go to England.
Did you do the final exam?
No, I didn't. So, but I signed up for it. Like I registered for it because my parents didn't want the teachers to know that I was gonna be leaving for England in like 9 months. Because basically it was just like they didn't want me to be treated differently by the teachers, which even without the teachers knowing, I remember there was one teacher that was already treating me differently.
Why?
I guess because she saw that I had a very privileged upbringing, and she held that against me.
Would you consider yourself privileged?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful and lucky for it.
Is that because of your dad?
I would say. I mean, he did a lot of the work, but obviously I don't think he could have also done it without like my mom taking care of everything else, right? Which is
the partnership counts.
Yeah.
So looks like your dad had a bit of influence on the entrepreneur stuff. Did he have his own business or was he just?
He did. Yeah. He was in property development, and he was always very good with like networking and people. Sales. Yeah. I never thought of it that way, but yes. I mean, he had to be, right?
Right. How is he still running his own
No. He, in a weird sort of way, it's like my past somewhat like mirrored his without me realizing it. I'm literally only just realizing it right now. Where he decided one day that he wanted to pursue like a different course in life, which meant giving up something that he had been working on for like decades in his case, and that's where I am right now without the decades part, just decade.
For your dad, was he like a studious person? Was he like over in the UK studying or overseas?
No, he came from like a very poor family.
Oh, so he's like first generational.
Yeah.
Privilege, I suppose, hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did he get into the whole property thing? I don't know much about it, to be fair.
If from what I remember, he said it was just opportunity. Like he saw an opportunity. He had no prior background in it. But he decided to just do it anyways. And I guess he figured things out along the way.
Do you see a lot of your dad in you?
Parts of it, yes. Yeah. The interesting thing is like, because he was so influential in terms of like how I planned and carved out my career, I adopted a lot of like the traits that he had, thinking that was how I wanted to be.
Right.
Yeah.
What were the traits?
Basically, it was just working really hard. So my dad is a kind where even when it came to like sports, so he used to compete in like golf and squash, and he would like spend hours practicing.
Is this where you got the golf thing from?
No, so it's so weird. I really wanted to learn when I was a kid because my dad was spending so much time there.
Right.
And I was like, oh, it must be fun if you're like spending so long there. And my mom refused because she was just like, you're gonna be in like typical Chinese mom, right? It's like you're gonna be under the sun, like it's bad for your skin, blah blah blah. So I actually never got the chance to do a lot of outdoor sports because my mom was like so deathly afraid of the sun.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then
Did she drive with the like the arm protectors and stuff like that? Did she have those ones?
no, but she always had like the what do you call it, sun shield.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like a sticky one that you just kind of like stick on the window.
Right.
Yeah, so close enough. And the visor she had. She
had the visor?
She had the visor.
Have you got a visor as well?
No, but I thought about it. It just didn't look good on my head. So
It's just a matter of time.
yeah.
It's a matter of time before you get that visor. That's gonna be a LinkedIn post. What B2B marketing taught me about wearing some visor.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, with like massive goggles.
that is terrible. So UK, how did you come to land on studying maths?
It was actually like a bit of a compromise, I would say. The beauty of like the diploma that I studied in sixth form, it really allowed me to like explore a lot of subjects that I wouldn't have gotten the chance to back in Malacca.
What was the diploma?
IB, or International Baccalaureate. So for that we had to choose 6 subjects, 3 of which are what they call like a standard level, and then 6 of which is like 3 of which is like a higher level, and then there was like a compulsory like critical thinking subject that everybody had to study, and then we had to do like a certain amount of like hours for creatives, sports and service. So it was very diverse in that sense.
That's cool.
And I remember in Malaysia we don't get the choice to choose, well, we don't get much choice to choose like what we want to study. Everything is just kind of fixed already. So even if like you just had no interest in, like, for me it was like I was not interested in history at all, but I was forced to study it because that's just what how the educational system was set up. So when I had the freedom of choosing my subjects for the first time for sixth form, I kind of went a bit crazy, and I was like, oh my god, there's all these subjects that I was always interested in but never got the chance to study it, and then now I can. So it was so random. Like I picked up Japanese. I can't speak it anymore, but I spent 2 years learning Japanese.
No way. Okay.
Art and classical Greek and Roman studies on top of maths, physics and English. So
you picked up art as well.
yeah.
You've just gone back to drawing, right?
Yes. It was really fun, and I really enjoyed it because it allowed me to explore, like, you know, left brain, right brain parts of myself. And then how that eventually landed on the maths in uni was actually because I enjoyed more of the creative side of things when I was doing my IB. But when you tell like a Chinese parent that that's what you want to study in university, it gets the usual like, what are you going to do after that? So I'm like, okay, I know for a fact that I don't want to study things like business, economics, accounting, which is what a lot of people were studying at that time. So then it was like, okay, what else do I enjoy apart from like art? Then I was like, oh, I really actually enjoy maths. So okay, let's just see.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
What did I really enjoy, like, outside of art? Maths.
I had a really good teacher when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Her name was Mrs. Ong, and like she taught us maths outside of the curriculum that we were being taught in school.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was so awesome. I would say like she was the one that showed me just how much creativity also went into like maths as well. So that love kind of dragged on until it was time to like really study it for uni. So I remember like looking at a list of like subjects because we had to start applying for universities, right? And it was like, okay, I'm gonna go down to like the M category, look at maths, and then see what is available. And there was just so many things that I didn't even know existed. Like you get the usual stuff like maths and business, maths and economics, and then I just went down the list and it was like, ooh, maths and philosophy, that sounds cool.
How did they lump those together? I'm not a very studious or academic person. I don't know if you know this.
Well, that's the
definitely
thing. I didn't know why they lumped it together. And that was the interesting thing for me, that they lumped two things that seem so different together. But I also eventually came to love the contrast, because you had the so-called like structured logical rigidity of maths, and then you had the basically just expand your mind and think about whatever you want to think about, adopt. There was still some form of logic to it, but at some points sometimes it's also not so logical and a part of like philosophy, because everyone has like their own different schools of thoughts. And I kind of like how they balance each other out in that sense. So in a way, I still could keep like the parent friendly like maths thing. I basically like bullshit my way through it, and I was just like, maths can be applied anywhere. Like, you can just use maths in like any career, and then so maths is fine.
Did you have an idea of what you wanted to do after? Were you going to study maths or philosophy?
No.
It was like, did you at the time, were you forward planning quite a lot? Like, this is what I want to go into, this is what I want to do next, I want to be in the UK, back in Malaysia. Do you have any of that? No?
No, I had no idea.
How were you making decisions at the time? Can you remember?
I would say it was...
Aside from God please the parents.
Yeah. There was a lot of like gut feeling.
Okay.
It was like, oh, I like this, so therefore I'm just going to do it. Or this sounds nice, I'm going to do it. And
Maths sounds nice.
yeah, or maths and philosophy as a combination was so interesting.
Did you have a favourite type of maths?
Um,
And I think that's a loaded question. So I studied maths at A level, and there was mechanical maths and pure maths,
yeah.
and I preferred the applied kind of mechanical mathematics. I thought that was really, really interesting. That's why I studied physics as well. But like on the pure mathematics, which was just like a lot of algebra and I was just like,
Yeah, I preferred that.
really?
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I tell people like I studied maths, right, they think that I'm this like crazy math genius that I can like calculate anything.
They don't know you at all.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
No, it's like, and then I start telling them like, oh, but then when you say you want to choose to study maths in uni, then you have to pick like the different electives or like topics, right?
Right.
And I just geared towards all the theoretical stuff. So then my exams would be like one equation. They don't tell you what you're supposed to do with that equation, but they just give you one equation and like two blank pieces of paper.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, and it was like you are communicating, or you're like writing out a story, but through maths.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're being tested on trying to figure out like how to arrive at this equation that they gave to you. So you're not necessarily working backwards, you're like working from scratch but also backwards at the same time to see like, oh, maybe I'm on the right track here.
That's so bizarre.
It's really weird, but don't ask me to do it now because I can't remember shit.
Yeah. So you studied, so you were in the UK, would have been 5 years?
6 years, because after I finished my maths degree, I didn't feel like I was ready to come back.
Okay.
I was enjoying life in England too much.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, specifically, I was enjoying life in Manchester too much.
Manchester.
Yeah, Manchester. And then I just told my dad, like, oh, I want to do a master's. And it was the same thing, like, oh, master's in what? And I just went, international fashion marketing.
You took a master's in international fashion marketing. Did you say yes?
Yeah, I don't know how. I can't remember how, but he did.
How do you do that? How do you go from maths and philosophy to...
I really liked fashion at the time. And Manchester was like so fun to experiment with fashion, because like there were so many like little subcultures in Manchester. And like everyone was just expressing themselves through how they dressed. Like I didn't find myself being too attached to any particular subculture. In fact, I felt like, you know, I wanted to dress like all of them.
Chameleoned your way through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then it was like, oh, I want to study like fashion, but I also don't feel like studying like fashion design. So fashion something, and it was like fashion marketing. It was the same thing. I was like, look at the course list, fashion, keywords, like, ooh, fashion marketing.
So I think this is what Els studied.
Did she?
I can't remember.
Ah.
I should know this. I should know this.
Yes.
It's something. There's a through line here of just following either gut, what you love at the time, and not to say without regard, but going against the norm. So it's like, well, Asian parents want me to do this. Well, I want to do this. So I'm going to go and do this. And I'll just kind of work through the consequences of that. And then it's like international fashion marketing. Asian parents want me to do this. So, I'll go ahead and do this, and then kind of work my way through the consequences of that as well.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't... So I was in England from 2006 to 2012, right? So this was before smartphones. It's so weird when you say it. And like...
Do you remember your first time using the internet?
On my phone, it was like, oh my god.
On your phone? No, I'm talking about the first time using the internet.
The dial-up?
Just, yeah.
And then when somebody calls the house, then your internet
Mom,
breaks.
I'm on the phone! Yeah. Trying to downloading a song. It's like half a day. It's
20 minutes for a song was like, ooh, the internet's good today.
You download it, it's like a rip-off song. It's just so pretty.
So it was easy to not feel consequences at that time because there was no smartphones. Nobody could WhatsApp didn't exist. So it wasn't like my parents could check up on me every single day. It was just the occasional, like the weekly phone call from my mom. And then it was just like, I can choose to tell her things. I don't need to tell her everything because it was also like Facebook was still new-ish at that time. I still remember when Facebook was something that you needed to sign up with a school email address or like an educational institution.
Do you remember needing to get invited to Gmail?
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I got invited to Gmail by my friend Chris.
Lucky you.
Yeah, all that time ago.
Yeah.
This is so bizarre. This is such a shit story, by the way. I remember sitting in an IT class and my friend Eddie showed me how to use the internet. And I was scared to type something into a search bar because I thought I was going to break the internet. I thought I was coding.
Oh my god.
It's so, to think back on it, it was so foreign to me. It was ridiculous.
It's okay. It stayed foreign to you until 2016 when you didn't know how to save.
No, we don't talk about that.
Google Doc. Where's the save button?
I'd forgotten about that. You motherfucker.
No, I will never forget it because it just shows how challenged you were.
Hey, so on that note, so this is what I'm curious about, right? Because you're a bit weird.
Yes.
And there was no influence on smartphones or social media. Instagram wasn't a thing. TikTok wasn't a thing. Why are you this way? Because even yourself, you said it's gonna rain. Even you were like, it's not the traditional route that you kind of take. The things that you study, things that you do, decisions that you make. Where did the influence come from? Is it all your dad's fault? You said you're influenced by him, but it's like, okay.
No. Honestly, it's... If I recall, like, very early memories of my childhood, like, I was asking questions that at that time nobody had answers to, and I was feeling things that even now might seem very... foreign or strange. So to give you an example, like I would always ponder, like literally, like I remember asking my dad once, like, what's the meaning of life? And I was like little wee baby at that time. I mean, I could like toddler.
Bro, this sounds like a LinkedIn post. It's like, my toddler just asked me, what's the meaning of life?
and this is what it taught me about sales.
Is this right? I wonder where it came from. I'm just curious about this.
I mean, depends, right? If you believe in like this not being your only lifetime and stuff. Sometimes you say like it came from, maybe you lived a different lifetime as somebody else, and that knowledge or those questions came from there. Who knows, right? But at that time, it was, I didn't know like why I was asking these questions, and I still have this very clear memory of like me sitting in the back of the car, and we were driving home from breakfast, and I was looking out the window, and I felt that I felt like I was looking through two sets of windows, if that makes sense. With the first set being my own eyes and the second set being the window of the car. I guess it was like the first time I had the concept of like, oh, I'm a soul in a physical body. Very weird. I was very young.
I was going to say, how old were you at this point?
I don't know, like definitely younger than 10. Like young. It wasn't something that anybody said to me. It was just a thought that came into my head. That sort of, I guess, like curiosity or wonder about the world around me kind of stretched into all the way until like I went to uni.
Still got it? Sense of wonder?
I lost it for a bit.
Don't
and
we
then
all?
Now it's coming back again.
How did you lose it?
I guess when I started working, when adult responsibilities happen.
There you go. Other adults crushing dreams. Isn't that a shocker?
Yeah, and then I mean I was doing well at work. And especially when we started working together, like at that time period of my life, that was when I really felt that like, oh, I can actually do this. Like I'm actually I can be good at what I do. And then I got really attached to that identity, and it was like me for the next like 11 years, and I feel like that's where I kind of lost a lot of that wonder and intuition that I had when I was younger.
Did you completely lose it, or did it just become
I
more
ignored it.
solely focused on like a specific
I feel like I ignored a lot of it. My friend was just talking about this last night. Like
Don't lie, you don't have friends.
I know it was an imaginary friend in the corner of my room.
Yeah, there's your sense of wonder.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Yeah.
It was purple. He was saying that he also went through his own thing, and he said like, I relied so much on my mind and my logical mind, and my logical mind was the one that was giving me all this success. So it was very easy to get attached to it and latch on to it because it gave me the life that I have today. But as a result, I ended up forgetting matters of the heart. And I was like, oh my God, that's exactly like the realization that came to me in the last few months, especially. That like my logical mind was something that I was so proud of for so long that it became the only thing that I thought would carry me through the rest of my life. And I somehow forgotten that it was like my heart and my intuition and my gut that actually made like the most amazing decisions for me in my past.
Do we want to talk about that right now? I really want to learn more about the journey from international fashion marketing into coming back to Malaysia. But I want to know about that. Let me ask you, how do you make that switch then? What is that realization of all-consuming, focused, I can be really good at this one thing? I think this is a selfish thing. I'm a sales guy, right? Sales. That's it. It's kind of it is an all-consuming thing, and I do love it. Do I still love it? I don't know, maybe it's worth questioning. But for that one, is it a series of moments that you've been through? Was it just like a big pivotal moment? So actually, I've forgotten this sense of wonder, and now it's time to revisit that.
It's more of like a series.
What happened, Juinn?
So many things. For a period of time, it was like I loved it. I really did enjoy it. I loved the very core of what it was, which was always about like solving problems and a puzzle. And like even now when I'm a little bit further away from it, like I still enjoy like a good puzzle to figure out and to solve, right? I'm a puzzle now.
You joke about that, but there's a reason why you started this thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I started spending more time thinking about like purpose.
Why?
And because I was looking for just like a deeper meaning to the things that I was doing beyond money and beyond like material gain.
When was this?
It was when I joined like that really big company in 2021.
Oh, okay.
So I was getting paid really well.
Oh,
And I was getting paid an amount that I didn't think I'd be able to reach for an additional 10 years. And when I got paid that, I thought like most of my problems will be solved. And yes, I was enjoying life. Like I was being able to pay for things that I was never able to pay for before. And life in that sense, on like a very material sense, was good, but it still felt like it just felt very empty still. And then I had that burnout, and it was just like, what is the point of this if I'm just feeling like shit at the same time? Then I started thinking about, well, I started by like researching and reading, why do people enjoy the things that they do? And it was always going back to like your purpose, or like Simon Sinek's like find your why, right? And it was always, and then I realized like, oh crap, I completely forgot, or even like didn't even sit down to think of like, why am I doing this apart from I want to be able to earn X amount. It was just like I guess like a bit of a rabbit hole of like reflecting like what's my purpose here, like who do I want to help. It just kind of like dawned on me one day that the big part of my job that I love was actually the part where I get to interact with people, and like being able to like lead a team and seeing them grow and succeed, like that made me feel so good. And I realized like the one thing that always like got me like really worked up was when people keep downplaying like what they can do. And it was always like, oh my god, you can do so much if you only know how much potential you have. So
just on that one, sorry to cut you off. Did you enjoy my little bait and switch yesterday night?
Yes.
I'm honestly,
I was screaming. I was waiting for dinner, and then it happened, and I was like, oh my god! And I passed my phone to Sing Chi, and I was like, look what Greg did.
honestly, I'm so happy with that. As I was kind of reading through it, I was like, this motherfucker, like, you wrote this. For context, when I was doing some research for this conversation today, there was a bunch of podcasts I listened to, and then also you did one recently in 2024, an insurance one.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, and then I also read a bunch of different articles, and Juinn and I had been talking about confidence. It was a confidence thing that we had a chat about over coffee. And I read this very cool article from Juinn, which I then copy and pasted the first, I think it was 3 mini paragraphs, and then sent it over to Juinn, saying, hey, you should read this. But I didn't tell her that she'd actually written it in 2017.
Oh my god.
It was so good. It was so good. And you know what? I'm going to try. Here we go.
Oh my god.
Oh, this was it. Think back to the last time you accomplished something that you thought was so far-fetched or impossible. How much time did you spend trying to reach it? Did you stumble, fall, and bleed, both figuratively and literally, on the way there? When you arrived at your destination, how did it feel? The feeling can be a surge of happiness, relief, and pain at the same time. Sometimes it makes you want to cry or collapse as it gets overwhelming, but you know it was worth it. And you wrote that.
I know. It was so foreign to me when I read it. And I was like, ooh, that's a good quote.
And I think this is really important. I think it touches on a lot of what you just mentioned around kind of losing that creative part of yourself. You get so caught up in the day-to-day bullshit of, I've got to get to this meeting, that you forget that this is what's in.
Yeah.
This is what you got.
Yeah.
How mad's that?
And
I freaking love it as well.
It's so weird. And like, I even, like, for the last maybe like 5 years, I even somehow convinced myself that I'm not a creative person anymore.
It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's mental how much like the environment or what people say can actually influence and take this away.
Yeah.
And This is 8 years ago. It's not untrue. Like, this is the shit. This is your fault. This is what you wrote. And that's the thing I love about the coaching aspect as well, because you don't have to have all the answers, because you fucking got him. It's the best. It's the best. Anyway, we kind of deviated away from what you were saying, and I don't know if you can remember what you were talking about.
No, I cannot. What was I saying?
I can't remember.
That's great. What are we having for lunch?
Oh man, I don't know what I'm having for lunch. Let me just kind of go back here. Sorry, I completely derailed it.
This is the part that needs to be edited out.
No, we'll keep it in. This is the fun bit. It's actually going to be a 7-hour podcast, but actually kind of get it edited down for half an hour.
Tim Ferriss.
It is. It should. Tim Ferriss.
Yeah, you remember how his podcast used to be like super long?
I can't remember those ones.
Oh god, he used to have like really long podcasts, like 4 hours long.
But you were talking about the focus of your job.
No. So then helping others find their potential became like a really big thing for me, and it still is now. And I realized like, oh, I think that's my purpose. It's very weird. It was like I was trying to be very conscious of like not forcing it and just like really feeling whether it was right, and was, or it still is. And then it slowly I just realized that like this environment is not really allowing me to do that. But at the same time, I was really scared to leave because it looked so good on paper. The pay slips looked really good. I bought my own car for the first time.
Which one was this?
The car that I'm driving now, my Toyota. Oh. It's my first ever car that I bought for myself.
Really?
Yeah, because my car before this was like, my first car was like my brother's old car, so it was a second hand, and then my second car was, listen to this person, like had the joy of driving 3 cars so far. But then my second car was like something that my dad bought for me, and then being able to buy my own car was like, oh, I did it. Yeah, it was hard to leave because I mean money was one thing, but also like the experience that it gave me, it just looked really nice on paper. Like my ego got such a big kick out of saying that like I work with this big company whose founder like a lot of people in the software world know, entrusted with the responsibility of looking after teams in like 3 different regions but getting paid to only look after one. If that makes sense.
13 countries, but narrowed it down to 10. Is that right?
Yeah. Across like 3 regions: APAC, EMEA, and South America. But it was great because I mean at the same time it was really nice because it was the first time I really got to see like different cultures and like different working, like different geographies. I mean I am grateful for that part of it, but it still felt that like I was quite far from like what I wanted to achieve from like a purpose standpoint. So I was actually like thinking for the longest time like, oh, I want to quit, but then it's going to be so hard to find somebody else who will pay me that amount, and then it's like, oh, but I don't know if I have like enough capital to do my own thing, blah blah blah. But there was also a big part of me that was like, I really want to do my own thing, and I guess the universe heard me say that, and next thing I know I was let go from my job.
Decision made for you.
Yeah, and I saw it coming as well. So it was very strange. Again, it was like I remember I was in LA to meet the team, and there was a round of layoffs. I was not affected by those layoffs, but I felt that my time was coming. And I remember my poor mom, I texted her just saying like, I think I'm gonna be let go. And she thought that I was getting fired when I was in LA. And she was so worried because she was like, oh my god, you're like all alone all the way like across the world, and you're gonna have to deal with being fired. And I'm like, no. My boss told me that I'm safe, but I don't think I'm gonna be safe for much longer. And she's like, well, how do you know? And I'm like, well, I feel it. Like I feel it coming. So then true enough, like I don't know, maybe I manifested it, but true enough, it was like 2 months later, they decided to oh, maybe it was a month. No, it was a month later. A month after I came back from LA, was told that I was being let go. And my boss at that time, like, he was kind enough to tell me beforehand, before the rest of the company found out. But I feel like that was also because I kind of told him that, like, hey, I feel like this is coming, and I just want to let you know that it's okay. You know, you can just tell me. So that's what he did, which I appreciated him for. So then when that happened, even though I saw it coming, my God, the first 2 weeks I had such an identity crisis.
Very quickly,
Yeah.
we can get back to identity crisis. I've written it down, don't worry. Because, like, on the run up to this, you were happy with where you were, like, financially. It's like, oh, we got this thing. Did you actually start exploring, like, looking for other jobs if you had a feeling you were going to get let go? Or were you just like, come on, universe?
I was always... my door was never closed.
But you weren't proactive?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't proactive. It was always like, you know, whatever comes, I will just explore it. And if it doesn't feel right, then I just won't force it or pursue it.
Fair.
Yeah. Because I didn't want to, like, jump into another job for the sake of having another job. Because at that point, it was already like, okay, I had the burnout. I had, like, the crazy hours. I don't want to do that to myself again.
Wouldn't have been being proactive and, like, just kind of exploring different options allow you that freedom to select something that you wanted to do?
Yeah, but at the same time, it was like, I just felt like I didn't have the capacity to think about it.
Just admit it. You didn't want to get another job. You're like,
I don't know.
I'm going to start my
But
own
at the
thing.
same time, I was so scared.
And then? It's
Yeah.
not like you did anything with the fear.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I had no choice but to do something in the field after, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so identity crisis.
Yeah, because for the first time in the longest time, I didn't have anything to do. And I was so cranky.
Really?
Yeah. And then my partner was just like, do you know how lucky you are right now? And he's like, do you know, like, the amount of crazy shit that I'll be doing if I were you right now, like, you just got a 3-month payout. You don't have to look for a job for a while. Like, why are you just sitting on the couch being miserable because you got nothing to do? You have the freedom to decide. You want to do anything. You want to go take singing lessons. You want to go read a book. You want to start this, like, spend more time on yoga. He was like, you can do anything.
How mad's that?
And he's like, why are you sitting on the couch being miserable? I'm like, oh, yeah.
Fuck.
Like,
So you got cash, freedom, a car, a roof over your head, and you're like, oh, miserable.
yeah.
It's fucking crazy, isn't it?
Because like, and this is what the mind does to you, man. It was like their P&L, right, at the end of the day. So there was just this, like, back and forth in my head, and that back and forth just got me. I was like frozen in a loop. And then there were days where that voice of doubt, of, like, self criticism, that it got so loud that it made me think of, like, okay, what if I'm really shit at my job this entire time? What does that make me?
Who am I?
Yeah. Like, this thing that I been told by others and I believed and became, like, me for the last, like, 10 years. Like, has that all just been, like, a big ass lie? So that was, like, another starting point, I guess.
How do you build that confidence back? Because going from I think this is quite an important transition, right? Because, like, you have this back and forth, which is fucking exhausting, by the way. It's like, oh, I'm just relying on their P&L, but yeah, if I'd just done this one thing better, then I would still be here to kind of serve a bigger purpose and still be part of the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, they were downsizing or they were restrat. Yeah, but, and then it's like this back and forth, and it's like, well, I'm just gonna lie down then.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired.
In my case, mope on the couch.
Mope on the couch for 3 months, even though you got a massive payout. How do you build yourself back?
My partner gave me like a solid kick in the butt. I suppose. I remember we were we were having lunch. A lot of our conversations take place over like meals. And then, I don't know, be like, how my mouth is like half filled with noodles. And I'm just like, I'm having a life crisis.
Okay.
And he was just like, well, what do you want to do exactly? And I said, well, I've always thought of like starting my own consulting thing. And I didn't feel like, I don't feel like I want to go apply for another job because me working for someone else means that I only help one company. If I start my own consulting thing, I can help many companies and many people, and maybe that will be the path to me finding my purpose of like helping people uncover like or realize like their fullest potential. I just wanted to help as many people as possible. He was like, well, what do you have to like, what's stopping you from doing it, right? And I was like, whoa, then like, you know, like the house and stuff. And then he was like, come on, don't bullshit, I'm taking care of the house. I'm like, shit, you're right. I really have like no excuses.
Like this internal story that you've been telling yourself is like, well, that should have been stripped away.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so now what else have I got? Other excuses. I don't know. Like, so then you just decided, okay, what I'm going to do.
Yeah, then it was just like, well, then just there's no point you sitting around thinking of like what if, like just start. So it was like, okay, yeah, let me just start and see how it goes. So then I just started.
This is a great segue back to international fashion marketing. International fashion marketing? Or was it international fashion something? What was it?
Marketing.
It was.
Yeah.
Maths and philosophy. Then a master's in international fashion marketing. Then there's a big gap that we're going to try and fill here before we get on to consulting.
Yes.
So, 6 years in the UK. When did you decide that you were like, okay, I'm going to come back?
Oh, I didn't want to.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad was like, you gotta come back. I was trying to look for jobs in England. At that time, I was applying to gaming companies.
Really?
Yeah, I really wanted to work at Blizzard, which is like so funny now because it's a bit of a shit show right now. But at that time, I was like, I really love Blizzard.
Really?
Yeah.
Which games have Blizzard done?
Like Diablo,
yeah.
Overwatch, StarCraft, a lot of games. Well, this was before Overwatch came out, but like Diablo and StarCraft were like games that I spent a lot of time on as a kid. I used to watch my brother play.
Are you still gaming now?
Yeah. Yeah. I still am. Not as much as I used to, but...
Is this your decompression?
No, it's not. It's
adds to the stress, basically.
No, it's just a thing of like... it's just an extra thing to do and I feel like it. But it's no longer a place that I go to decompress. Which is quite nice because it's no longer become an escape. I don't feel like I'm escaping anything right now, which is...
You do it for the joy.
Yeah, do it for
nice.
the joy.
Okay, so international fashion marketing, didn't want to come back.
Yeah.
Trying to find a job at Blizzard.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
Then, or tried it. I even applied to at that time oh my god, I just realized it was Activision.
Activision.
Before Activision acquired Blizzard.
Oh really? Oh my god, okay.
So I was trying Activision and then I was trying Blizzard and I didn't get any of it. And then I just thought like, okay, like at that time I wasn't earning my own money. The only money I was making was from being a waitress, which is not much.
We spoke about that before. It's like one of the best hospitality places that you've worked at or something like that. Like the service there was incredible.
Yeah.
Why were we talking about that?
I can't remember. Oh, we were talking about that book.
Peak.
No.
By Chip Conley.
No.
Chip Conley?
Oh my god, what was that book? Something to do with hospitality.
Yeah. The bald guy that bought the boutique hotels.
No. He ran...
Oh my god, Zappos.
No. He ran a very big brand, like F&B brand. I think they started Shake Shack. Oh, Shake Shack was part of it.
I'm trying to look. Can't remember.
Oh my god. It was the book that he was reading in The Bear. In fact, the guy that wrote the book also... Have you seen The Bear?
I have.
Yeah. So he played a big part in The Bear as well, as in like I think he was like an advisor or producer for
I
the
know
bear.
the one you mean. And because it started like on a beach and they bought like one hut shack.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, oh man.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. By the way, on the bear, that is one of the most intense starts to a show I've ever seen. To the point where I was just like, at the end of it, I was out of breath watching it. And I didn't know if I could watch the next episode because it was just like, it came at you so fast.
And there was a few episodes like that, right? Then like you just spend like 1 hour later and you're like, whoa, that was intense.
But at least then you know. You need like the premise of the show, rather than just like an absolute fucking clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, so you wanted to work in gaming, but didn't happen, so you ended up coming back. I know we were talking about the restaurant that you worked at and best stuff I fancy and all that.
Yeah.
Did you want to continue in something like that?
The restaurant stuff?
Yeah.
I actually really wanted to do like something F&B related. And then my dad said no. You see that there's a pattern here?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like that's it this and that's it that, right?
But then sometimes it's like, well, I don't care what Dad said, I'm going to do this anyway.
We get there eventually. It goes in cycles, man. And then, when I came back, it was like, well, what do I do? I didn't know what to do. And I was just applying for like every single job that I could find without...
Did you want to go into marketing at the time?
No.
So you didn't know...
I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was trying for everything.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my brother just said that his friend started his own like fashion e-commerce startup.
Okay.
I was like, well, I love fashion. I don't know shit about e-commerce, but I've bought stuff online in the UK, and this was when before Zalora was a thing here in Malaysia, and do you recall in Malaysia that people were buying stuff from Facebook and blogs?
I remember blogs.
Yeah.
So I remember that company that was leveraging a lot on blogs.
So I can't remember the names, but this was how e-commerce was like at that time in Malaysia. Zalora was first starting, and like online banking wasn't a thing that people were comfortable with yet even. So imagine last time, like, and I say last time, it was like 2012, 2013. Like if you wanted to buy something online, like you saw a photo on like the company's like Facebook page or their blog, you tell them like, oh, I want this, and then you go to the ATM to cash in the money to their bank account.
Yeah, I remember.
And then you take a photo of that receipt, you send it to them, and they're like, okay, yeah, we'll pack up your stuff. So this was like e-commerce when I started.
I'd been here for 2 years at that point. And I just remember trying to do anything.
Yeah.
Book a taxi.
Yeah. Yeah. So then I was like, oh, this seems cool, because like when I was in England, like I was just buying stuff from ASOS like every week, right? And it was just so seamless.
Yeah.
Even returning stuff was so seamless. So I'm like, okay, I think there's potential here. Like I would love to see things grow in that direction. So I worked there for a year plus.
What did you join on marketing?
I mean, officially on paper it said marketing, but I was just doing everything.
Startup life.
Yeah. I was packing orders, arranging stuff in the warehouse, like photo shoots, writing.
Is the company still alive?
No.
No?
But I met like, my like 3 of my best friends there. We bonded through trauma. The trauma bond lasted us for like 20 years.
I'm pretty sure there's a pattern,
Yeah, I know.
Think about like the other work that you've done.
Oh my god. Yeah, so I was there for like a year. Okay, so this was the weird thing. I wouldn't say weird. It was a thing like when I started working, it was like, okay, for every job that I try, I'll give it a year before I decide whether or not I want to continue or move on to something else. So on like my 1 year anniversary at that first job, I was not feeling it. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna resign. So I did.
Very quickly on this one, after you came back, obviously along this journey, because I know you went over to the bank after that, right? from a business building point of view and all that, it just wasn't a conscious thing that you were thinking about at the time. It's like, oh, I'll get a job rather than I'll build it. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I just had no clue what I wanted to do. So business building was just not even something that I thought of, because I'm like, build what? Like, what's that build? I don't even know what I like or what I don't like.
Fair.
Yeah. So when I quit, again, I didn't know what to do. So I spent about 6 months just helping a friend out. Her husband had a video production studio, and I was just helping them with like their video shoots and stuff. I spent about 6 months doing that. In that 6 months, I actually started planning. I had the opportunity to plan a cafe.
Yes?
Yeah. I don't know if you know this.
I don't know this.
Yeah. So actually, the interesting was like right after I left my first job, Hugh from Peso Moda was like, "Hey, I heard that you're looking for a job. Let's interview. Come in for an interview." And I actually went into Wanaka to speak to Hugh
about joining PMC.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then at that same time, my sister was working for a property company that had they wanted to convert their showroom into a cafe.
Okay.
And my sister was like, "Hey, you always wanted to start a cafe, right? Like, let's try it with these guys."
You always wanted to start a cafe?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I love working at the restaurant so much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When that was happening around the same time as when I was interviewing with you, and the cafe stuff was moving, and I even got to menu development. I really wanted to take my mom's recipes and just served it to people. And I was doing because I was staying in an apartment, a small apartment with my sister. So then my friend that I met from my first job, her name's Amanda. Amanda was just use my kitchen. My parents are fine. Come here, cook. And then we'll invite this guy from that property company and come over, and then we'll all just eat together, and you can use my kitchen. So I remember serving them my mom's food and stuff, and people were giving me feedback, and then I just felt suddenly that no, it's not the right time yet. Actually, no, before that I told Hugh. Hugh actually said we want you to join PMC, and I said no, I'm actually, I think I'm gonna do this cafe thing. He was really nice about it. I guess because he's also been that position of doing his own thing, right? So he's oh my god, yeah, great, go do your cafe.
Yeah.
So then I spent a few months on that cafe stuff, and it got to a point where I just felt that no, I want to see more of, I don't know, the world first.
Okay.
It's very weird. I just didn't feel like this was my time, strangely enough. So I told my sister, and
what do you reckon that was, by the way? Do you reckon it was is this a limiting thing for you? It's oh, I haven't done it before, so I don't know, or is it just actually more of an intuition thing? It's I want to do something else right now rather than I can't do this.
It wasn't, honestly, it didn't feel like it was I can't. It was more of not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, I cannot explain exactly from logically why it was a not yet. It was just this feeling that it was this voice that was just saying no, it's not, this is not the time yet. So I told my sister, and her boss, and I just said I'm sorry, but no, I'm not gonna do this. Find somebody else. It was fine because they went ahead and ended up doing Botanica and Ontier, right? So it was with those guys.
Really?
Yeah. So then we go back again to okay, so what do I do now?
Okay.
And my sister, she came from CIMB, and my dad, very strangely, he was oh yeah, run your own business but also join a big company. He was okay, maybe I give this corporate thing a shot, because I've not tried it. I don't want to say that whether it's good or bad, so I'll try it.
Right.
So I got a job at CIMB in the marketing team. Same thought process. I'll give it a year, see where it goes. same thing happened. 1 year anniversary, resigned.
Was it?
Yeah.
How come? I mean, I probably know why, but I'm just curious.
I didn't like how much restrictions there were and how slow everything was.
Yeah.
It was just like, why do I need to go through so many layers of approval for a damn Instagram post? Again, if this was at a time when I believe CIMB was the first bank that had its own Instagram account. I started that Instagram account.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I tried scrolling all the way to the end to see whether like my old posts were there, but it became too much. So
That is funny.
yeah. I felt like, it's social media. We need to be fast. Like this was when memes and trends were a thing already, right? But it's not like there's no point on hopping on a meme or a trend if you're gonna take like 2 weeks to approve it because it would have died down already.
Yeah.
I guess at that point, like at that time, a lot of the bosses also didn't really understand like how virality worked in the world of social media, where it would just go up and die down really quickly. So you'd have to act really fast. So that was the slowness of everything was the thing that I didn't like, and it was too restrictive. It was like, oh, you can't put this hat on the octopus.
Yeah, I remember the octopus thing. Wasn't it
Yeah.
like guessing
I don't
a
know.
number or something
There's
like
just
that?
too many restrictions, and I'm just like, why am I spending my days in the office debating with somebody whether or not I can put this headgear on the damn octopus? And it was just like, no, this is not for me.
Was this your first foray into kind of, I'd say, proper marketing? Like being part of a marketing team? 'Cause
Yeah.
It was.
Mm.
Did you kind of find a love for it there?
No.
Okay. But you still wanted to pursue the marketing thing, just not there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I knew that there was something, like a part of it that I enjoyed. The numbers part. I really love the numbers part.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I like this part of marketing. I know I don't want to, I don't like the part where I have to debate with people about the hat on the octopus. I think I'm traumatized by that. So that kind of like, I guess, shaped like the next move. Which again, when I left CMB, I'm just like, oh my god, what do I do next?
So you got a habit of just leaving but not having anything else lined up.
Yeah. Actually, when I was just leaving CMB, I was already interviewing with a few companies. And did you know that IGN had an Asia team?
IGN.
IGN is like a gaming news website, media company.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was still very into like the gaming stuff, right?
I should know this really, shouldn't I?
Yeah. So I was speaking to somebody who was working for IGN Asia, and I thought like, maybe it's something that I want to do, because gaming, right? And then my boyfriend at the time was like, oh, Hugh's brother, his company is really interesting. And I was like, why is it interesting? And then he said, oh, there's just so many different people from like different countries in this company, which was very unusual for Malaysia at that time.
Okay.
I remember he said like, oh yeah, there's this this dude from England there. Just you. What a disappointment.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And it was like, oh, super hands. I just said like, okay, yeah, let's speak to Mark. I think I emailed Mark, and then Mark was like, hey, and there's like usual Mark way. I was like, yeah, sure, let's come and talk. So got offered the job, and I was like, okay, I guess it's back to the startup. I was a bit scared though, but
What was the job?
in marketing.
Was it just?
But specifically, I think it was like marketing ops. I was just doing reporting at the start. I think Mark needed somebody with numbers. who was comfortable with numbers or something.
Did you, when you joined, was it on the B2C side?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's funny, eh?
Yeah, at that time there was no B2... Well, I mean, there was a B2B, but it wasn't the main thing. It was still the B2C virtual assistant stuff. So then things started from there. And I mean, you remember how it was? Like, everyone is just so, like, enthusiastic, and it was like, oh my god, it's so fun to work around people who are just enjoying the process of building and creating. So yeah, I guess I like really fell in love with it. And then the switch to B2B happened. Do you remember how it happened?
I don't remember exactly how it happened.
So, because my job was to look at like reports of, or to report on like, you know, just how many hens we sold this week and stuff,
Hens.
right?
Oh my god.
And I remember it was like stagnant. It was like we weren't not selling, but we just wasn't going up or down. And then you were there to sell like the B2B stuff.
And we were selling hands. We were still selling hands to businesses, yeah.
Yeah. And then the value was more. It was like 1,000 ringgit. Yeah. But it was more than 20 ringgit.
More than 20 ringgit.
But it was growing, like there was interest, right? So then I recall, I think it was like, I can't remember if you were there, to be honest. But there was definitely like a handful of us that was like, hey, we think like this one actually makes a bit more sense.
Yeah.
Maybe Juinn was there as well. I can't
Juinn
remember.
was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember we were all like, okay, we gotta talk to Mark.
Yeah.
And that was a bit scary.
It was like, hey, this man.
It's like, hey bro, like why don't you shut down half of your company?
And that's what it was, right? Because like we were split. It's like we were like half and half.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then just the experience was like, wow, we get to have these sort of like open conversations with the boss, and like he was so receptive of it, and it was just like, oh my god, like this is cool. And then B2B exposure happened from there.
What? Do you reckon it's rose tinted glasses looking back? I had this conversation with Min as well.
In what sense?
When I look back at my days at Superhands, 2016 through 2022, it was hard, but I can't remember feeling like I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I can't remember feeling like I didn't want to take a 6 a.m. call or 11 p.m. call. Like, I remember when we got into the like full-on data labeling later on, and you'd have like a 75% full office at 11 p.m. or something ridiculous, and it's dark outside, and we're all just like getting involved in like the operations side of things.
Yeah.
I remember it being tough, but it was just like...
But it wasn't tiring though.
It wasn't.
Yeah. And there's something that I'm realizing now is like there are ways there it is possible to be able to work for something or like spend time with people and not come out of it feeling like your energy has been sucked.
Like, yeah.
Like,
yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, and it's not like an introvert versus extrovert thing. It's like, you know, do the things or spend time with the people that give you energy rather than sucking out your energy. So in that sense, I don't feel like it was rose tinted glasses, because like it didn't feel exhausting or tiring.
Yeah.
Like it was still one of those times where you look for, well, at least for me anyways, like I look forward to going to work every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the people that like the people like made it so much, like made so much of that experience as well, right? So even if like the problem that we were working on was like really challenging, and like, you know, we did the best that we could, it was at least you're doing it with everyone, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
It was a good time.
yeah, and honestly it was like, it's the thing that it was the experience that also made me like, I guess, fall into the B2B side of marketing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't something that I even knew existed. And then I was like, oh my God, this is so fun.
Because I came from the B2C side as well. Financial services.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah. And then over to
Yeah.
B2B, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I've got no idea what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Like, at all.
Yeah.
Like, looking back on it, I'm like, oh my God.
It's like, oh my God, this is such a fucked up piece of puzzle, but like so fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you're right. Like, everyone was just kind of chipping in, like figuring
Yeah.
stuff out along the way. And it's just like, hey, we
Yeah.
need to challenge each other on this. And it was like,
Yeah.
it was a good place for growth.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it really
yeah.
was.
Yeah. And like when we had to work through COVID, right? And I was working from home. Like my partner, yeah, he mentioned this to you, like he would always like eavesdrop on our meetings.
Yeah.
And he used to always feel like, oh my God, like where the hell do you find these people from? And it made him a bit jealous. It's like how come I don't have people like that to work with? Yeah.
I think building teams and working with people, I think it's I
Mm.
think, to be fair, fortunate.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about, looking back on it, when we went into lockdown, it was like everyone was working from home. If you think about those meetings that we used to have, and we were always on Zoom and all this kind of stuff, still felt connected to people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember doing the what's in my fridge, or the fridge tours? Were you a part of these? Or was it just on the sales side?
I think it was just on the sales side.
Oh my God. So you'd volunteer, and basically
Oh my God.
this is when we used to do checkouts.
Yeah.
So we used to be like, what's in my fridge? And then we used to basically have a Zoom call and run people through what was in the fridge. This was like a yogurt, like a few beers. It was like, oh, this is what I'm going to make for dinner tonight.
Oh my God.
And we did like show and tell and stuff like that.
I remember there was like a workout challenge as well to see like
Yeah.
how long people could hold a plank for.
Yeah, I remember that one. We did the pet one as well. Do you remember the pet one? Where we got the tiles on the screen, and then you bring your pet, and then it looked like you hand a pet off to another screen.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I remember
That's
Suzanne
right.
using BAM.
Yeah.
Back in
It was
the day.
easy for me because my bunny is just like this, and it's like, woohoo, tiny little thing.
You just want to eat cats now. It'd be a fucking nightmare.
No, they're too big. They can't even fit in the screen anymore.
Yeah, Super Hands days. I mean, it was it was tough. It was very challenging, but it was always, you always felt like you were pulling in the same direction, like part of a team.
Yeah, yeah. And it was, for me, it was like, it felt very formative as well, because it introduced me to B2B, and then it formed like such a big identity to that B2B marketing title.
Why?
Because-
What, how?
Well, one, I really enjoyed it, and then two, it was just not, it just wasn't something that a lot of people were doing. So I found, I felt like I found a niche. So I latched onto it, in a way.
Did you enjoy it?
I did,
Which bit?
which was a bonus.
Yeah.
Which bit to... Nobody believes me when I say this, but I'm like, I just really love working with sales. I shit you not, like I do, and everybody thinks I'm bullshitting them.
Even I do.
Yeah,
Because I'm in sales.
exactly. See,
Wait, so which part?
it's the when both teams decide to drop their shit and start working together. That's the
Secret sauce.
yeah, and I guess it's like that feeling that I always look for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in a maybe like a bit like a masochistic kind of way, it's just like I just really want to go through the shit so that I can get that feeling from a sales team, like the feeling when they're just like, oh yeah, we're a team, as opposed to give me my damn slides.
Hey, the leads are weak.
Yeah.
You're weak. That's
Yeah.
a great movie.
Yeah, so that's the part that I like. It was like that moment, or that feeling of like when both teams finally start collaborating. So then the puzzle pieces, like the big puzzle was like whatever that came beforehand. It's like, okay, how do we fix this relationship between the teams? Like, how do we change our mindset about how they view each other?
Did we, at the time, because I was head of sales, right? Were we at Loghead? Did we
Yeah, I think we were at the start. Because we didn't understand what was needed from one another. So then, I can't remember exactly how it happened, but maybe it was just because everyone was just like, okay, we're all working towards the same thing here. So let's just cut the bullshit and work towards the same thing together.
It's like, it's all fucked. So let's try and unfuck it at the same time.
Yeah.
Let's come on.
Yeah.
So I think because we did a good job of removing the finger pointing, turned it more towards like experimentation. It's like, hey, this isn't working. Oh, I wonder why. Okay, let's dig into that. All right, then we'll go out and we'll try again. Kind of thing, rather than, yeah, it's all your fault. I wonder how that happened. I can't even think about it.
I think it was the culture of the company really encouraged it.
Yeah.
Like everyone was just very honest and kind to one another. So that bled into, I mean, it wasn't just our teams that were talking to each other that way, right? Like every other team was talking to each other.
Because we had ops in as well, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're in marketing, demand gen, all that.
And then got the exposure to
the B2B stuff, right?
Yeah, and then the sales stuff because you moved the SDRs to me.
Yeah, that's right.
Which gave me such an edge in like future conversations.
So on the SDR side, what was it? Was there 3 or 4 SDRs you had under you?
It started with 3 and then it became 4. And then Luan stepped up to help me like guide them more.
Yeah.
Because he had the skill set that I didn't.
Yeah.
So that also taught me to like trust and just let people blossom. Imagine Luan blossoming.
That is not a word I would associate with Luan.
I know, yeah, but he did blossom like a beautiful flower with curly hair.
He did. He's still got the curly hair.
And honestly, like 6 years there, like, you know how many people were like so surprised that I spent like almost 6 years there? Because everyone's like, oh my god, like millennials don't stay in their jobs for that long. It's like, well, they do if you give them a space to grow. When the growing slowed down, and that's where I felt like, okay, it's time to look for something else already. Even that was like, it took me a while to be able to like say that out loud because I was so in love with like the people that I felt bad for leaving, and I did feel bad for thinking that, because then I felt like I was like abandoning the marketing team. But then eventually it was like, okay, like I need to do this for myself.
Right.
I think you were obviously you were the first person I told. And I was like, okay, I think it's time, Greg.
You left before me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is where it all gets a bit jumbled. I can't remember like the later.
So I told you that I wanted to resign, and then I did. And then you told me like a month later that you did the same thing.
Okay.
I think. Around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
I didn't start hunting. The moment I said it was time for me to move on, things started coming.
The universe.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I shit you not.
With the, this company that you eventually went to, did they reach out to you, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Along with the other 2 companies that reached out to me, and it was all around the same time. You cannot say there is no cosmic power in this world, in this universe, because
I like how this moves into the later stages.
Yeah. So, I mean, it worked out, right? I was just able to like focus on like these 3 interviews whilst doing like the handover stuff. It was like every company had a different thing to offer.
Yeah.
And then I had to sit there and think like, what do I feel I need to learn for my next phase?
So were you at this stage where you starting to plan a bit further out, or were you just like, okay, what skills do I want to build for
It was
whatever?
the latter. It was like what skills I need to build for whatever thing.
So were you still like on this idea of CMO?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm going to be the world's best marketing B2B person thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Was this the plan that started to formulate during your...
I would say wouldn't say it was
Super.
in a way, like
Yeah.
it was a milestone that I was working towards. That's when I joined like the Cloud Kitchen's family,
Yeah.
which was very surreal because when the recruiter reached out to me, I was like, is this a scam? Like,
Why?
because it was like, why is this company reaching out to me? Like I didn't think that, in a strange way, like I didn't think that I would have an opportunity to work for like a company by Travis Kalanick in Malaysia.
Right.
Because
That's why
people
it seemed like
don't
a scam.
usually think about Malaysia as like a place for a big software company to start with. But they were at the time, like everybody was like fully remote, so I guess they didn't think about, they weren't looking at things from a geographical standpoint. At
Just
least it didn't
skills.
seem like it to me.
Yeah.
So so I just said like, yeah, okay, I will talk, and it didn't turn out to be a scam. So like, thank God.
And when you were interviewing over there, marketing B2B, was it just focusing on APAC at the time?
Yeah.
It was just APAC.
Yeah, it was just
Okay.
APAC at the time. And they already had teams on the ground in some countries in APAC. So I thought like, oh wow, this would actually fit in really nicely with like the direction I want to head in, because I get exposure to a regional team.
Yeah.
And I could build a team from scratch
Nice.
regionally without somebody telling me that there was no budget. I mean, obviously there were budget constraints, but it's
Yeah.
better than no budget, right?
Yeah.
Thanks, Greg, for not giving me shit to spend on.
You think our budget is it? Just magic money.
Yeah.
Open a wallet, multiply out. come on.
Okay, Chief Revenue Officer.
Yeah.
So and also they had teams in like other countries, like other regions. I'm like, wow, I get to work in like real global company, and it was still in that like messy, like still building kind of phase. So
Yeah.
it felt like a good marriage of like both worlds. So I went for it. I mean, it was a bit of a crazy roller coaster, but again, the things that I got exposed to were just like, I feel like it's not something that you can easily come by. Like
Which bits?
like just being able to like say that it is possible to run a team that's so far away from you geographically. I still feel so connected to them. It was there that I learned that like South American culture and like Asian culture is actually really similar.
Is that right?
Yeah, I had so much appreciation for them. Yeah, and just being like having to figure out like what's the best way to talk to a Korean versus how do I get through to like a French person. Being able to, I guess, like be a bit of like a chameleon in that sense was quite fun.
I suppose like Super Hands would have played a part in helping that. Because we had everybody.
Yeah.
Oh my god, did we have some Koreans popping through? We had French, German,
I don't
Syrian,
recall- I don't
Iranian.
think we had Koreans. Yeah.
Oh, we had, those.
Did we? I don't recall any Koreans.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Oh, there was a Japanese guy.
Yuri.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder how he's getting on.
I think he's a dad now.
No.
Yeah.
Is he? God, he was a good dude.
Yeah. He's I think I still follow him on Instagram.
He was like a professional skier.
Yeah.
That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he'd had a fall. And he
Yeah.
like messed up his back or something. Oh my god.
Now I remember. I completely forgot about that as well. Experiments did prep me for that. But I didn't anticipate. Well, the one thing that I like the muscle that I didn't really get to flex in Super Hands was just like, you know, how to really market in the different countries.
Yeah.
So that's where I got to test it out or like learn that from being in like the Cloud Kitchen's part of things. So specifically I was in the software side called Order. But
I think the things I took away from the session you did with Pavilion that time, I wasn't
which one was that?
marketing in Japan.
Oh my god. Okay.
Some stuff still resonates with that.
Oh, nice.
It's just like this broader cultural difference.
Yeah.
It's like we need to redesign the website, like how they actually view
Yeah.
the websites. Like text heavy,
Yeah.
very condensed. It's like it's not like a like a Google-esque kind of just a white screen. It's like it's not going to perform.
Yeah.
That was one of those moments I was like, oh shit, like it is that different.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like just broadening of perspective, because I have so many biases. Like I think there's 188 biases that we have.
Correct. And then it's like we learn so much about like, oh, these are like the golden rules of like how you design a web page.
Yeah.
Like best practices. And then all of that goes out of the window if you need to market to like a different country that doesn't follow this cultural like way of thinking. So then that experience also taught me that actually the rules are not set in stone.
Yeah.
They're
Best
just
practice for where
correct.
and for whom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
yeah.
don't be so attached to these articles that people are writing saying like this is the thing that you have to do, but just approach everything with like a really open mind and just be willing to break them if you feel like it's necessary.
I think that's what we did at Superhand as well. And I think that's why we collaborated well. Because it's like the outcome isn't what we wanted. Okay, so we need to change stuff. It's not anyone's specific fault.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what are the things that we need to change?
Yeah.
Whether that's a messaging thing, conversion rate thing, like what is...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think from that point of view, it's like, oh, this is an experiment, let's try this. And
yeah. And like no one was like holding like this article over your head that says like the Bible says you have to do it this way.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we tried it and it didn't work and it's fine. Like, let's just go try something else.
Yeah.
And then there's no one that says like, oh, but this Bible says that you can't do it this way. It's like, well, how do you know if you've not tried?
Right.
Like, let's just try.
Plus you had budget.
Yes, I have budget.
What were you seeing like from like the cultural aspect? Because obviously you 3 continents. What were the nuances in each? Like the big glaring ones that stuck out, whether that's like, I mean, APAC is a different ball game. And like,
oh god, APAC is
to be fair, so
hard.
like the way they're grouped as well, APAC, it's like, okay,
yeah,
you can't market to APAC.
That's-
It's like
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's not.
it's so
How did you manage that? Because there's markets and then there's sub markets and then it's like,
I mean, there's
what?
a reason I burnt out.
Yeah.
So APAC and EMEA had one thing in common, which is a language thing. Right, the language is always gonna make things very difficult, because it's not just a matter of translating it into that language. It's also to make sure that you sound local.
Okay.
It's like, you know, the Malay that we learn in school here is very different from the Malay that we speak on a day-to-day. If you speak like the Malay that you learn in school, people are going to be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like you alien. So it was like this for a lot of the countries. So being able to get like the local input was so important. And because I can't QC what they're saying, it was just like, okay, I trust you. Like, I have no choice but to trust you.
Right.
And I have to also like, because I'm asking for their time, right? Like a lot of the time it's like, you know, if I don't have a person that's on the ground there in my team, then I'm asking for somebody in sales to help me do my part of my job. Or like somebody in ops, basically somebody local. So then that relationship building aspect came in, like it was very important. And it was always like a balance between like, okay, like I want us to get along, but I'm not going to be a pushover for you.
Yeah.
Because the first few memories I have when I first joined Otter was people just saying like, oh my god, finally we have a marketing person, and all these alarm bells start going off. It's just like, don't ask me to write your emails, don't ask me to change the color of those slides, like
You do me a letterhead.
write your own damn outbound emails, man, come on. So it was just that balance of like, what do I say yes and no to, that I had to be very conscious of, whilst also still wanting to like build like a healthy relationship with the different people on the ground.
How did you set the boundaries early on?
Essentially, well, prioritizing. Obviously, like every country, every region has like a heap of problems, right? And we can't solve all of them. Nor can I spend an equal amount of attention on all of the countries. It just didn't make sense. And to the business, like there are definitely going to be countries that are better for the business versus the rest. So it was like, okay, tell me from the business standpoint, like what's the priority right now? Like which countries are important to you, which problems are important to address and solve right now, and then that's how I would prioritize like what issues I would look at from a marketing standpoint. And I was very transparent with like I guess all the different GMs in the different regions or countries. I said like, okay, look, I'm like one person at that time, based on my own capacity, which I like overstretched as well. Like these are the things that I can work on, and if your country or your region is not even on here, take it up with the boss, because they didn't tell me that unfortunately like your problems are not for me to pay attention to right now. But I'm not gonna leave you in the dust. Like let's still catch up like every quarter so that I can get a feel of like what's been going on.
How was that received, by the way?
It was fine. It was totally fine.
Fair.
Yeah, everyone was very objective about it.
That's cool.
And I guess it taught me like the value of just being very transparent. I was being transparent, but I wasn't cruel. Like it wasn't like, oh my god, I'm like fuck you, like I'm never gonna talk to you.
You weren't being a dick with your transparency.
Yeah, it was just like very pragmatic. Like this is all I can do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't fit in this right now, but we keep talking, and if we see that there is a strong case for you to be moved up into this priority list, then I will definitely back you up. Again, it was like the goal is to help the business succeed.
Right.
So it wasn't difficult in that sense, I guess, to have those conversations.
Was the communication from the company quite transparent as well in terms of what the objective was? The North Star kind of thing? So
I would say so,
yeah,
to some extent. At least for me anyway, it's like transparent enough for me to just know what I needed to do next. Yeah, and then if any time where I felt like I needed more, like it didn't feel like information was being withheld from me from my superiors either, so that helped a lot, because then I spend less time worrying about what are you not telling me, and just be like, okay, what do we do with this information? Yeah,
I've had that on a few occasions. It's like, what's the real story?
Yeah. And also like I just didn't want to spend time like doubting everything that was coming from their end. It was just like, okay, I'm just gonna do my job, man. Like can't be bothered with the politics stuff.
I think despite the burnout, it sounds like a pretty good experience.
It was. Yeah, I think honestly, like the burnout, like it wasn't a fault of the company either. Like I'll be very honest, like it was something that like I took responsibility for, because I allowed people to schedule meetings in the times of the day where I said no meetings. I said okay to it anyways. Right. So I didn't honor my own boundaries, so why should I expect other people to do the same?
Not a lot of people have that self-awareness.
Oh, it only came in the last few months.
Oh, okay.
It was a journey.
Was it? Okay, fair. I thought it was in the moment.
No.
Oh no, in the moment it's like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like,
yeah. In the moment it's just like, oh my god, do you not see that my calendar says no meetings? Like, are you stupid?
But then you were trying to set boundaries early on.
I was. But then I was also trying to like
be accommodating.
Yeah. And I thought it was okay, and I thought it was normal to work that hard, because also like they gave me more responsibilities, and I saw it as like, oh, you trust me, which they did. But I didn't like how to say, like I didn't fight for what I needed in return. I don't know. I do know. It was like, I feel like there was something in me at that time that felt like, oh, like I need to earn it, even though I've already earned it.
Right.
Right? So it was like, oh, you've given me an extra region to take care of. I need to show you that I can do it first before I open my mouth and ask for more.
Right.
But you wouldn't have given me the extra region if you didn't think that I could do it in the first place.
Right. So you've already earned it.
Yeah.
But now you've earned it, you've got to feel like you feel like you've got to re-earn it.
Yeah.
When you earn it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when you've been in a company for like 5 months and you ask your boss for an increment and they're just like, well, you got to show that you deserve it. It's like, I've been here for 5 fucking years, dude. Like,
prove it to me.
yeah.
I mean, still here.
I mean, if after 5 years you feel like my performance has like been like really flat and
you
I don't
haven't told
deserve
me?
it, yeah, and you didn't say anything, then maybe I shouldn't be here.
Sounds like a good experience. It really does. I think obviously with a lot of the different regions and everything that you picked up, and then burning yourself out.
Yeah.
But then you decided, for some bizarre reason, not to find another job, and then you obviously sat down with the man, Sengchi, over noodles.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, stripped away that excuse, and then we're back to Hush Consulting. How important is the home relationship in terms of making these big decisions for you?
So important.
See where this one's going?
Yeah. It was, if I didn't feel safe enough, if I didn't feel safe enough at home, I wouldn't have been able to make that decision.
How'd you find him?
Like, how did we meet?
Yeah.
Through gaming.
Fucking nerd.
It was during COVID, like lockdown. I was like fresh from a divorce, and then we can talk about that later. But it was fresh from the divorce, so I was alone in the apartment, and this was like Malaysia was like full lockdown, like no one out of the house. So then one of my good friends was like, hey, come on Discord, there's a bunch of us hanging out there. So I'm like, fuck it lah, like it's not like I got anyone else to talk to in my apartment. It's just me and my bunny, and my rabbit is just there like being a rabbit. Like old geriatric rabbit.
That's so cruel, man. I bet you're looking at your rabbit like,
so old.
Stupid fucking rabbit.
No, but in an endearing kind of way. She's just so old, like a nanny.
Okay.
So then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna jump on Discord. And imagine there's this just really busy Discord room with like 10 people. Not all 10 are playing the same game, and there's like micro conversations going on, and then like
sounds like carnage.
It was amazing how we managed to have conversations as a group whilst then suddenly somebody will be like, oh yeah, so I saw this the other day, and then suddenly it was like, hey, there's somebody coming at us, we gotta go, rotate.
It's like, oh my god. It's like, oh my god. Wait a minute, was 2019 Among Us? Is that when
2020?
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this was like, so we had, I started streaming because I just wanted something to do. And then streaming, you have to stream games, right? So I was like doing that, and then there was a bunch of other people in that Discord playing something else, and that game had like only 3-person maximum per lobby, so there was multiple lobbies of that game, but all in the same Discord. And then when you're waiting for a game, then everybody will start talking about stuff. So Sengchi was there, and we never met. Well, we technically met each other in person before, but I didn't know it was him.
Right.
And it was just like a hi, quick intro kind of thing. And then whenever like the conversation got a bit deep in like personal stuff, then realized that like, oh, there's actually things that we kind of can relate on. Didn't think too much about that because it was like in my like world of like figuring things out post-divorce. And then... oh my god, this is fucking dating apps, man. So I was on the dating apps, obviously. So I'm like, maybe I should get myself back out there.
Was Bumble around at the time?
Yeah.
Coffee Meets Bagel?
I had all of them.
Did you?
Yeah, didn't swipe on many people though, because I was like, shit. Fucking shit.
I mean,
So shit.
was this 2019?
2020.
This was 2020.
2020, yeah, 2020, 2021.
I was 2019.
Yeah, so it was, yeah, I remember. So it was like, I would be like, I was on like a series of like installing and uninstalling the damn apps. Because I'm like, so shit. Oh, maybe I should try again. So shit, and then try again. And then I came across a profile. And I was like, oh my god, for once it's a profile that was like actually thoughtfully written out. I'm like, looks wise, not my type. But fuck it lah, you know, it's just like, just open up our horizons more. And so in Discord, everybody called him Singh. So I only knew him as Singh.
Right.
On Bumble, it only had his last name, which is Cool. So I'm like, swipe on this guy. I don't know. And then, so one thing about Singh Ji is that he has a birthmark on the right side of his face.
Does he?
I don't know. I hardly see it anymore.
I only see the soul.
Oh, fuck off.
I love you, man.
So, and then this profile that I swiped on had a birthmark on the right side of his face. So I'm like,
huh.
Oh man, no way. So
then
I messaged my friend, and this was after I already swiped on him. I messaged my friend and I was just like, hey, is Singh's last name Cool? And he's like, yeah, why? I'm like, shit.
Hey brother. Like, oh my god. Okay.
And then and my friend, this is not the first friend of that friend that I had dated. So that friend was just like, can you not?
Not again.
I'm like, dude, I swear I didn't know. But then this friend went ahead and he was meeting Singh Chi the next day. And then we went ahead and told him anyways. He told Singh Chi, he was just like, hey, have you opened your Bumble lately? At that point, Singh Chi was a bit sick and tired of like dating apps as well.
Yeah.
So that's how everything happened. Yeah, so we decided like, fuck it, let's just go out for breakfast. And then he moved in 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah. It was a bit like, oh my, what the hell are we doing? But at the same time, it was just like, fuck it, let's just figure it out.
Well, I suppose for both of you guys, you're pretty open, and I think obviously, but I know both your histories, and I think within that first kind of few meetings, you'd be like, this is what I'm about. I'm not into that. I'm into that. I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
Are you in or out?
Correct.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, when he moved in, that was when we went into another round of like total lockdown. Again.
Was it?
Which was like great timing.
Oh my god. That in 2020?
This was 2021 already. Yeah.
We were still going into lockdown in 2021?
Yeah, we were.
Fuck.
It was like Malaysia was going in and out.
Yeah.
Then we suddenly have like another announcement of like, okay, everybody total lockdown for the next 7 days.
Yeah.
And then the government will update again in 7 days, like we extended by another 7 days.
Another one. It's like a DJ Khaled of
So that's a TLDR of how we started.
And still going strong.
Yeah, even stronger now. We talk about wanting the same things in the context of a company.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in a relationship. Like we both want the same things for each other and for ourselves. So whenever disagreements happen, it was just like a reminder of like, okay, what are we doing this for?
Right.
Like, what is this goal that we're trying to reach? Like, what is this future that we're trying to visualize together? So then it makes the disagreements are so normal, but it makes it of the finger pointing stops. Right? And it becomes more of like, okay, I hear you out. Like, what are the things that like I've done to piss you off and vice versa? And like, how can I reflect on that? How does that contribute to like us again moving forward?
Did you learn a lot of this from your previous relationship as well?
Yeah. In fact, like the divorce was, now I can genuinely say like it was like, I'm really grateful that it happened. I'm grateful for my ex for existing, because without him, I don't think I would have been able to reflect on the things I needed to reflect on. In a way, like that marriage and then the divorce that followed after was really like the thing that propelled me into looking for answers to questions that I wouldn't have had if it didn't happen.
I've got to think about all those sentences that you just put together. So, this is it's quite a tough one as well, right? For like from an Asian culture point of view. So I remember at the time when you were going through it, we had some conversations as well, right?
Yeah, I used your sales template. I still have it saved because it's so funny.
You do? You still got it saved?
I still got it saved. Like the script that I was gonna follow when I told my dad about it. Because it was just like, oh my god, look at this child.
Well, it's funny how these things work out. Well, it's communication, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah.
But in terms of like just kind of managing through that, plus a startup and a company and dealing with that, and then going against like the normal culture, the Asian culture of how?
I realized that my reason for getting married was not for myself. It was like unspoken pressure from society. It was me like thinking that I could park my values aside and just, what's that English word? Like in Malay we say we tahan. It's like we go, like we put up with it. Right?
It's to stand.
Yeah. It's like, oh, like my values are not important. I just need to like put up with whatever I'm like is like somebody else is projecting or behaving. I mean, no one forced me into it. Like no one rushed me into it. So it was all the things that it was something that I, for whatever reason at that time, felt like like a rite of passage.
Right.
Like I needed to do before I turned 30 kind of shit.
Before you're 30?
Yeah. I got married at 2017. So 28. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Then I remember COVID. Everybody thought it was just like a COVID divorce because it was like, oh, you guys got sick and tired of each other. But no, it was like, in fact, like COVID, because there was nothing else to do, you have so much time to like reflect and think inwardly, right? And there was just one day where I felt that my soul was in free fall. I don't know how else to explain this, but it was really like, it was like I could see that there was like a tiny little Juinn inside me that was just falling non-stop, and I didn't know why or what caused it.
Right.
So I remember I was just like lying in bed and just staring at the ceiling, feeling like I was falling. My ex, like he was naturally worried because he's like, what's going on? Like, you're not saying anything. And I'm like, well, I really don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm feeling. All I know is that I'm feeling like I'm just constantly free falling. I guess that's the best thing I could use to describe what looking back now is like what that feeling was really just a total misalignment of like who I am versus what I'm doing.
Right.
In terms of, and this was like in terms of like from a marriage standpoint, it was like I was forcing myself to be in a situation, but it wasn't for myself, it was for somebody else. And in this case it was like, I don't know, like parental, societal approval, whatever there was. Again, like nobody held a gun to my head and said like you have to do this. It was just something that I guess has been conditioned throughout.
It's like an unwritten expectation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then that realization hit of like, shit, I cannot do this. And then there was like a lot of fear, right, of like, you know, I don't want to disappoint my parents. I don't want to disappoint my in-laws because they didn't do anything wrong. Like, yes, I had my grievances with my ex at that time, but like, I would be lying if I said that like it was all his fault, because it's not, because I have my own shit that I didn't deal with as well. Like, yeah, then we went through the divorce. I moved out, and being alone in the apartment was when I was like, okay, I need to figure out my shit. I remember the word ego came to me, and it was like, okay, what does this word mean? How does it apply to me? What does it mean to live like an egoless existence? Is that even possible? Like, how did I contribute to the end of like my marriage? What do I need to work on? How do I work on like forgiveness? Not just for my ex, but also forgiveness for... I felt like some days where I just felt very angry because I was like, I was angry at my mom, for example, because I took her words of like putting up with things too literally. So I put up with everything
Right.
in expense of myself. So yeah, it was a lot of that. And yeah, I guess that was like the start of like the journey over the next 5 years of constantly like going inward and like chipping away at like this identity that I had built, that was like built for the purpose of like pleasing or getting the approval of other people.
How do you make such a difficult decision? I mean, divorce is hard as it is because of the fallout and all that kind of stuff, right? But being in your position as a Asian lady, and it's like, you know what, I need to do this, and regardless of whatever else happens, I need to do this for me.
I think that was a bit of like, can I see myself doing this every day for the next 50 years? It was definitely like a no. And then, okay, who am I doing this? Like, what am I afraid of? Who am I afraid of disappointing? First thing that came to mind was like parents, both parents, like parents, in-laws, and parents, my birth parents. Then it's like, whoa, then, but they're not going to be around forever. What am I afraid of exactly? Like, what am I... Like, disappointing them is one thing, but what am I really afraid of? It was like, oh, I'm afraid of, like, them rejecting me or saying that I'm a disappointment and, like, not wanting anything to do with me. And I had to come to terms with being okay with that, because it was like, okay, I cannot control their reaction. I cannot insist on having this expectation for them to understand. I need to accept that however they behave, it's okay, even if it turns out badly.
Right.
And I won't hold it against them. So that was the thing that I had to work on internally before I finally told like my dad and my brother, for whatever reason, were the last people to find out. And I was like bracing for that, but it turned out like they were really okay, and like the conversation went very smoothly.
I remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was like, what? It's over? 5 minutes? That's it?
Because if I remember, the only thing they really give a shit about was, are you okay?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then I learned like, okay, I gotta trust my family a bit more, man.
Yeah. It's like, oh, these expectations, the expectations not from them.
Yeah, it's from me.
Yeah.
And then I asked myself like, well, where did they come from? So it's just asking questions like this non-stop for the last 5 years.
But now, fast forward, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Seng Chi, and your good self, and Hush Consulting was born after leaving full-time work and then deciding not to go back. How was that?
It's quite fun because it was the first time I really felt like I was like in full control of what I wanted to do. Like I could decide like, do I want to do this? For example, I was like, I definitely will say no to anything branding related because it was just not something that I was interested in. I would say no to anything B2C related because again, like there's plenty of other people who can do B2C and I believe they can do it better than me. So I won't even try and play in that area. So I stick to what I know, which is like B2B, and I know that there's a big demand for it as well. So coming up with that was from scratch was fun because I just kind of let it run wild, like let's do whatever lah. And then when it came to pricing, then I hit a bit of a wall because I'm like, okay, the product is me. I know I don't want to price myself cheap because that will make me look like I'm shit. It's like you don't go and buy a 30 ringgit handbag expecting it to last you 10 years. Right. So, but I also didn't want to be so expensive that I couldn't help people that I wanted to help.
Where does this desire to help people come from?
You know how I mentioned like I had a really good maths teacher?
Miss Ong?
Yeah. And throughout my life, I remember having just really good teachers in general. Like, they always made some sort of an impact on what I love and what I was good at. So I always wanted to be able to help people in that sense, whereby it's like, you know, like to have like somebody believe in you and say like, you might be a bit slow, but you can do it. You know, it's like the best example is like my piano teacher, for example. So before I went to her, I was with a different teacher, and I remember coming home from a class one day with that first piano teacher. And I told my mom like, I hate piano, I want to quit. She was like, no, but you're already at like, I don't know, like almost like grade 6 or something like that. So there's 8 grades, right? And she's like, you're already like almost to the end. I'm like, I don't care, like I hate piano, like I want to quit. And then she's like, okay, wait, let me find you a different teacher. And I was like, no, I hate piano, I want to quit. So she went ahead and like find a different teacher anyways. And I remember like I went to this teacher and she wanted to see where I was at. And she was shocked that I could play all my exam pieces by heart. And she's like, wait, what else have you played? And she started asking me questions like, do you know this composer, that composer? And I knew nothing. And she's like, oh my god, your entire life since you were like 3 up until I think I went to her when I was like 10. So for the last 7 years, you've been doing nothing but play exam pieces. You've not enjoyed... You
started playing piano at 3?
Yeah.
Far out.
And she's like, you've not actually explored the world of classical music. You don't know the history, you don't know what it's like to play different styles and stuff. Like, all you know is just your purpose for playing piano is just to study for an exam, and that's it. So she was like, okay, we're gonna take, I think she was like 2 years away from not taking any exams, which to me I was like, you can do that? Like, what the hell? And then just spend 2 years having fun, explore. And she was the reason why I love piano.
No way.
Yeah. So that's the thing, it was like, you know, I was so convinced that I hated piano, and all it took was for her to help me like explore more, for me to say that like I love it. And then now like whenever I hear a piece, like I'll start feeling really emotional and stuff, and it was all thanks to her. Like, she helped me unlock this area, right? So I feel like that experience, like I wouldn't have known that I had it in me to be a good pianist if it wasn't for her. Same thing with my maths teacher. I wouldn't have known that I had it in me to be like a good, like to even love maths. And everybody, so many people now still think it's like damn weird and I say that I love it, but it was really thanks to her. So like I want to be able to help people like discover or even just rediscover things that they didn't think that they could do, but actually they can do so well if they stop putting so much like heaviness into it. Like, not everything needs to feel like homework. Like, you can just have fun and explore and be curious about it. You don't have to insist on like, I have to sit here for 1 hour.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if you've got 5 minutes to explore, just spend 5 minutes exploring. So that was I guess like the big drive, and I guess like all the years of like managing teams as well. Like, I feel like I could really see like what people were really capable of, but they were always like downplaying it, and it was always like, I don't say frustrating, but just you just want to grab them and just be like, do you know what you are capable of?
You did this idea of like purposeful learning or playful learning.
Yeah.
I think it is I'm trying to remember it, Adam Grant's book.
Oh.
Hidden Potential.
Yeah. And when I saw his book, I immediately bought it because I was like, yes, it's
I'm-
talking to me.
I'm reading it at the moment.
Oh, nice.
And it talks about a musician that was at the Royal School, but I can't remember what it is. But she's deaf. And she's like highly accredited musician. It's
Yeah, what was it?
I can't remember her name, unfortunately.
She
But
played
it-
like drums or something.
It
Percussion.
was, but it's because it's like so many different instruments. But this idea of like strict, be here for 1 hour rather than creativity and exploration.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's interesting to kind of hear your story in real time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen me do the whole like strict discipline, like David Goggins kind of thing, and it's just like it feels so forced. And it was something that Seng Chi actually called out actually when we started dating, because he's like, why do you need to force it? And he's like, some days you just don't feel like you have the capacity to do it. It's okay to just not do it. Skipping a day does not set you back 10 years.
How do you balance that with this idea of habits and discipline?
Okay, it comes to the why are you doing it, right? If you're doing it because somebody else says that you need to do it, then I feel like then it becomes like a forced kind of discipline. So to give you an example, was it like a Huberman routine? Yeah, I was trying like a Huberman routine for a few months. Wake up at 6 a.m., get exposure to light as
fast as possible.
Yeah. And then work for an hour, work out for an hour before you sit down and start taking meetings and stuff like that. And that was so forced. And I did that because I thought that, this is how I get good at my job. But I didn't know why
Right.
I needed to do that. Like what was driving it, But I was just forcing it anyways. And then the thing that stopped it was actually the burnout, ironically. And then versus now, where I'm waking up even earlier, on like 3 to 4 times a week, I wake up at like 5:45 for yoga. I never thought that I would be the kind to wake up 5:45 for yoga. I'm at the studio by like 6:30.
I would never have you down as a yoga person either.
Right? Yeah. So then, and from 6:30 to 8:30, I'm just there doing yoga, watching the sunrise, and practicing in complete silence in a room with other people, and it doesn't feel forced because I enjoy it. I know I'm doing it for because it gives me growth that I've never experienced before. Obviously there's gonna be some days where I'm just like, I'm so tired, maybe I didn't sleep well, maybe I had a late night, or maybe I got some other commitments, and then I have to skip a day, and it's okay. Like, I will still come back the next time the practice is on, and I'll still do it. And if there's another time where I'm just like, oh my god, I got food poisoning the night before and I have to skip, it's okay. So I feel like the habit and discipline, it doesn't need to be so fixed in a sense where it's like by hook or by crook, you have to do it every single day at this time without fail. Force yourself to suck it up and do it. It's more of like, okay, like really introspect and like feel inside, like, what is it that you want to do at this point in time? Like, and I also saw this like really good quote of like, if a habit or something that you do, the reason why people, like, say working out, right? And somebody says for the longest time, like, I want to lose weight, but they never get around to doing it. That means they are benefiting from not losing weight than they actually are from losing weight. And they need to sit down and figure out what that is. There is something that they are telling themselves that is convincing them that, like, actually it's better for you to keep the weight than to lose the weight. On paper, the doctors might be like, oh, you need to lose the weight because you're diabetic or whatever it is. But their internal belief is that, oh no, I'm way better off keeping the weight on. Whether it's like, it makes me feel safe, or...
Isn't this the power of addiction, though?
I'm not sure. Is it?
Smoking, vaping,
Yeah.
eating, sugars. It's the power of addiction. You know, on paper it doesn't really make sense, but
Yeah.
you're so kind of pulled into the addiction of it.
Yeah.
You,
And you feel like it's better for you if you keep doing it. If you
it's
don't
the
do it,
immediate gratification.
then you need to think about like, why do I need this immediate gratification? Like, what is it distracting me from? Like, what are the real issues here that I'm really not dealing with?
I wonder what it is. 'Cause I can't remember the hypnosis guy who helps people stop smoking.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember his name.
Okay.
But I've been curious about this balance between habits and discipline,
Yeah.
and also being a little bit more self-compassionate. Oh, if I don't do this on this date at this time, then the whole world is fucked, and then the guilt sets in. How do you balance that? That's maybe a conversation I need to have with myself. Probably.
I always look at it from a standpoint of like, how do I feel when I'm doing it? If I feel like I am miserable because I need to force myself to do it, then it's just like, just don't. That's the balance there. And then I introspect as to like, why do you feel miserable doing it?
The tricky balance with me on that one is if I feel miserable doing it, but then feel great afterwards, then I need to remind myself of the great feeling afterwards. Then that kind of inspires the discipline.
But also it's like, well, why do you feel miserable at the start in the first place? Is it because you're not getting enough sleep?
Yeah.
Right?
Sometimes I'm hungry, anxious,
Then
other shit going on in my personal life. Don't want to kind of do it.
yeah, so then why don't you set up the system so that, or deal with those things first, so that when you do get around to doing it, then you feel good.
That's a tricky one.
Yeah.
Because it can hit you unexpectedly.
Yeah.
But I suppose that comes down to the if this, then this kind of framework. That was a good one. I don't know if it's from James Clear or the Whoop book, Rethinking Positive Thinking. Can't remember. Systems.
But if it's like things, I mean, things come unexpectedly all the time. And again, if it's an emergency that you need to, then you should be dealing with that, as opposed to forcing yourself to sit down and read a book for an hour, or to like read a chapter of a book, right? Like, it's just priorities and what's most important to you at this point in time. Like, what gives you like the most happiness and joy.
I think I need to introspect on that.
Yeah.
Because I think when I wanted to go through a hard reset, 75 hard was good. That was good. It was difficult, and a lot of times you didn't want to do the 2 workouts or drink the gallon of water or read the 10 pages, but you kind of forced yourself into doing them. That helped with the hard reset and helped reframe quite a few things as well.
But you also had the why there, right? It's like,
yeah,
I need a hard reset. Like, I feel like my body's breaking down, whatever it is, right?
It was, I think I always tell this story. It was Iqbal. It was Iqbal's fault.
Why?
Because he didn't say anything. Basically, what happened was I was sat on the sofa, and I think we'd just come back out of lockdown, and Iqbal walked into the office.
Okay.
And then he walked past the sofa. Do you remember the sofa used to be on the left-hand side?
Yeah.
And we walked in. I was like, "Hey, morning," and he was like, "Yeah, morning." And he looked, and he did a double take. And do you know what he said to me? "Hey, man, are you okay?"
No way! This is so good.
And I think that was the time I was like, okay, I need to fucking sort something out here. So, yeah, 75 hard.
No, but also it's like, why does it need to be... Like, it can be hard, but it doesn't have to be miserable.
I disagree.
Why?
I think the misery or uncomfortableness causes action.
But misery and discomfort are not the same thing.
You're right.
Yeah. I agree that discomfort is necessary. In fact, I find it very important.
The misery of the workout, the misery of the early mornings. I mean, how would you distinguish between the two?
It's like, yeah, it's uncomfortable because it's something that
time myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's discomfort, sure, and it's uncomfortable. And the reason why I say that, like, why I ask, like, why does it need to be miserable, is because, like, you know why you're doing it, and if you can visualize like the outcome where you feel like much lighter and happier as a person, then that visualization, I feel anyways, for me, it's like that should be the one that like gives you the energy and like keeps you happy about doing the things that you're doing.
Thinking about like
despite the discomfort.
Thinking about the endurance runs and the misery on the endurance run when it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're wet and tired and you're not doing it for anything else other than to challenge yourself. I don't know if that's discomfort or if that's misery.
I don't know. I feel like maybe the better word is not to find joy or happiness. It's just to really just find peace in like your choices. Because like, yeah, there are some days where I wake up for yoga and I'm like, oh my god, it's 5:45. But at the same time, I really want to do it. But I'm also quite tired. So I'm like, okay, I will show up. I go to class with no expectations of how I'm going to perform. Like, if I can get into a pose, I'll get into this really challenging pose. If I can't, I can't. Like, literally, just no expectations, right? But I know that whatever I do today, it will be the best that I can give today, which could be 60% of my usual. But that's still the best for the day, right? And I find peace in that. It's like, yes, it's uncomfortable because I'm tired, but I'm at peace because I'm listening to my body.
But you still showed up.
Yeah, I still showed up. Yeah. So there's, like, I agree, like, there's that fine line of, like, you have to push your body to a certain extent in order for it to grow. But don't ignore the signs when your body is just like, I'm going to break. I'm going to get injured.
Yeah.
Like, don't do this. So...
You heard of the 40% rule? I
What's that?
I think it's a military maxim. Basically, when your brain says you're done, you're only 40% of the way there. Your body is much more capable, but your brain is actually trying to protect the body.
Yeah.
But you have so much more that you can give.
Yeah.
So I think about this with regards to kind of discomfort or misery or actually pushing through this growth. So the more you can kind of do that and exercise that willpower to kind of push through, the more growth you'll actually experience. And then you come back to, well, why are you doing that?
Yeah. I mean, discomfort for the growth is definitely important. Like, but not at the expense of, like, I guess it does take some practice to know, like, how to trust your own body. Like, because like you said, right, like, usually your mind will be the one that's just like, I cannot do this, like, just stop. Like, sometimes I'll have days in yoga where I feel like my brain is like screaming at me to like, stop it! Just roll up your mat and get out! But then there's always that, like, again, it's that practice of like reflecting inward and just really, really feeling like what's going on in your body and feeling what, like, really tapping into like what my body is actually experiencing.
Rather than what your brain is actually telling you.
Correct. And then saying that, like, actually it's fine, like, I can, like, I trust my body,
right? And
I would just, you know,
Yeah.
It will really fight back if it gets to a point where, like, it's not supposed to be.
I think about that getting on the beers. Like,
okay.
10 beers in. So I shouldn't drink anymore. But you got to trust your body can take it.
I don't know if that's the same thing.
It's definitely not, by the way. So we got here from kind of helping people and your Hush consulting and pricing and being of value and all that kind of good shit. How did you kind of land on pricing then for your Hush consulting?
There's a lot of experimenting. Like, for my earlier clients, I didn't start on, I would say I started on the middle end, in the sense where it wasn't like stupidly low, but I still wanted to make it like accessible to especially like Malaysian companies. So it was like a decent price. if I recall, I think it was like 10 grand a month. I just to be very upfront.
Mm.
It's like 10 grand a month. And then that was like my foundation for how much I'm worth on an hourly basis.
Right.
And then I look at that and I look at like what exactly I contributed to the to my client.
Mm.
And I objectively gauge, like put aside my own like self-confidence issues and just be like, okay, if somebody were to send this to me as a quote, like how would I see this?
Right.
Like would I say like, oh, this is really cheap, or like, oh, this is damn worth it, or oh, this is way too expensive? And then from there,
What do you get for 10 grand a month?
for that, like I would spend, oh, I didn't even go by hours. It was just more of like deliverables in terms of like, okay, I'm gonna help you set up like the sales processes, like your, like, you know, this is what an outbound process looks like. This is how we qualify the leads. Like this is how we tidy up things from an operational standpoint, so that your sales teams are not wasting time chasing after low quality leads, and also your marketing team's not wasting money bringing in trash leads, basically. It's very little on like the actual doing part. I did as much as I could, but there was also things where I'm just like, okay, I can't do everything because that's not 10 grand anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just more of like working with like the, like having one-on-ones with like the individual team members in my client's team, and just telling them like, it's what you do, and then let me see. And then it's like I feel like a tuition teacher sometimes.
Yeah.
In that sense. Yeah. So that was that. And then I just felt that like, ooh, I feel like I can go higher. Then I can't remember which client came next, but then there was another, my ex-manager from my other company showed up, and I'm like, ooh, US dollars. Then what they wanted from me was a lot more like demanding from like a time commitment standpoint. But we all know that like just because you want 15 hours of work from me, it doesn't mean that my brain stops working at the 15-hour mark, right?
Yeah.
So I needed to buffer for that. So for that one, I decided to be a bit more ballsy, and I got like 33 grand a month ringgit from that, which is pretty much like half of a full-time hire for them,
Right.
the price anyways. And that then became like the new threshold
Right.
for me in terms of like what my value is from a hourly skill set standpoint.
I suppose you can show that from the output as well, right? The literal ROI.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was kind of like a very general idea of like how it was approached.
What's next then on the Hush Consulting side?
What's next?
Yeah.
It's a bit on like autopilot right now. Like, so I'm not like fully stepping away from it. Like, it's there.
But as it comes.
Yeah. So if people come, I will still talk to them, see if it's a fit. Right now, I would say like I'm quite happy that I have like additional resources that I would trust fully to be able to do the actual grunt work well, whilst I take on more of like an overseeing kind of role. So then I don't have to spend like as many hours, and obviously that also means that I get like a smaller cut than what I used to, but I'm very okay with that, because that means that majority of my days I can still spend like focusing on what I'm doing now.
And what are you doing now?
Sound healing.
So this is it's a hell of a transition. But, you know, after our conversation, maybe not so much.
Is it though?
Well, you have your artsy, very creative side, sound healing. Then you have your data, marketing, driven, mathematical piece.
Sound healing?
Well, you got your maths part, which is obviously on the marketing side.
Oh.
And then you got your creative part on the philosophical side.
I guess so. Yeah.
You've always got this juxtaposition to serve both of your left and right brain.
Yeah. Yeah, actually that's true. I feel like for the like 10 to 12 years of like me doing like the marketing work, I basically I invested all my energy into like the logical side of my brain. It's a very masculine world from a very objective standpoint. Not that it's filled with men, but just like, energy wise, right? And then as a result, I forgot everything on the. I wouldn't say I forgot. I neglected everything on the more creative, feeling, less thinking side of things. And even in times where the feeling would try and like resurface at that point in time anyways, I would like suppress it and be like, no, we're gonna use logic. So now it's time for the feeling to come back in.
And the way you were speaking about like your newfound love for the piano, your kind of eyes lit up a little bit.
The what?
The newfound love for the piano and your eyes lighting up when you talk about the new teacher. It's like exploring the different classical pieces and composers.
Yeah.
And this idea of like the impact the sound had on you is like, okay, kind of makes sense that you go into sound healing.
Yes.
But going from international fashion marketing to sound healing, it's a bit of a leap, dude. Like, it's not... Do you remember when you told me?
Yes.
I was driving. I was like, oh, wow, that's awesome. I was like... Holy...
It's quite funny because, Seng-Ji's friends, they've only known me since me and him started dating, right? And I was, like, knee deep in, like, marketing stuff. So they always knew me as, like, the corporate one, like, pure logic.
Oh, my God. Okay.
If it's not, like, logic, if whatever they're talking about doesn't follow, like, a logical, like, formula or conclusion, then I'll be like, what are you talking about? So that's what they knew me as. So in December last year, when they found out that I was doing this, to them it was like I just changed into a completely different person.
It's like chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like, oh, you've got a marketing consultant. Yeah. But I've also got a sound healing studio. It's like, what are you talking? So, how did you decide to do that?
I guess like same thing. Honestly, like if I'm talking about it now, it sounds like the same thing. Somehow I was getting paid like 30 plus grand a month from that client. Amazing money, right? Felt like shit.
Yeah.
I was there was just something inside me that was just felt very unsettled.
You're scared of the money?
No, I just wasn't happy.
Fair.
I didn't feel like shit for earning the money. I just wasn't happy.
Okay.
I didn't realize I wasn't happy. So one day we were on holiday in Vietnam, as usual, over a meal, and Seng-Ji goes, something's up with you.
What were you eating in Vietnam?
I think noodles.
Correlation?
I don't know, man. Maybe noodles is like my therapy food or something.
Maybe it is. Maybe you and Seng-Ji should
Maybe I need to open a noodle shop.
You should start a podcast, a Noodle Diaries.
Yes.
You and Seng-Ji.
Just like all you can hear is just us slurping like
ASMR. My God. Vietnam noodles.
Yeah, so I didn't realize it. He was like, yeah, you've been like a bit grumpy, a bit snappy, like something's not right. And he's like, what's going on? And it took a while to arrive at the answer, but then it was just like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. And he's like, do what? It was just so hard for me to even say it out loud at that time. I was like, I don't want to do marketing anymore.
Why? Because it's so much part of your identity.
Yeah, I just kind of like mumbled it, and he's like, what?
He's speaking into the
universe. Like, I don't want to, like, I'm just not happy doing it anymore. And it's like, okay, well, why? Then I realized, like, I'm actually not, I still can't help people the way that I want to help them. It's like, I want to help out individuals. I thought by starting Hush, I would be able to help more individuals. But at the end of the day, I still get people on my client's team crying to me. And instead of their managers or their bosses, whilst I'm helping their bosses make money for the company. But their team is still so unhappy and can't see like a way out, despite me doing my best to give them like solutions for a way out. Then it's like, okay, your problems are deeper than just what's happening at work. There's so much going on in your life that as a marketing consultant, I'm not in a position to talk about. Like,
Right.
I don't feel like it's the right space for it. So I felt very unfulfilled in that sense, despite the money being really good. So then he was like, well, okay, so what do you want to do next? Okay, what is not related to marketing? So many things. It's like, okay, let's start with something. So after we came back from holiday in Vietnam, I was just exploring different things. Sound healing somehow like floated into my radar because, like you said, like I always felt like a love for music, for sound. It would invoke like an emotion in me that I realized didn't happen to everybody. I thought it was like a thing. Then I realized, oh no, it's not a thing, right? It's just me with my headphones on, like
Vibing.
like wiping like tears away and stuff. So I decided like, fuck it, I'm just gonna sign up for a course and just see where it goes. And the work that I did before for Hush gave me enough of that
Buffer.
yes, for me to explore. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sign up for this. And then it's like, okay, what else can I sign up for? Like, what other online courses do they have? Like, did you know I did like a massage course?
I did not know this.
Yeah,
What kind of massage course?
normal massage.
I didn't say it wasn't a normal massage. I just said what type of massage. Because it could be like a deep tissue massage. It could be like a Thai special. I don't know where you went.
I don't know.
Fuck.
I apologize.
It's fine. Sports massage. This is sport. Okay.
General massage.
General. Honestly, that sounds like the name of a weird character.
God.
Hey, this is general massage.
I'm gonna deal with your knots.
Oh my god.
So I signed up for that, and yeah, I started like meditating and stuff. Just doing things that I felt like doing. I went through a week of, and it's a really fun practice. I just decided to not think and just feel. Because I realized I spent too many years just thinking. Even just something as simple as like, oh, should I eat this? And then I start thinking like, oh, but is it healthy? Like, is it good for me? Am I supposed to eat this? Like, how long will it take? And it's like, no, let me just feel it. And then the first thing that comes to mind, I'm just going to follow it. And it was such a fun practice because it was going against how I was operating for like a decade. So it was like me waking up. It's like, what do I feel like doing? And then I sit on it, and the first thing that comes to mind is like, I feel like gaming. And look at my clock. It's 9 a.m. Okay, never mind. Let's just go. I feel like gaming. Let's just go and game. And then after one game, I'm like, what do I feel like eating? Chicken rice? Okay. Sure, there's no veggies in it. I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to get chicken rice. So I did that for like a few weeks.
How? That sounds very liberating.
It's so fun.
I just think I'd
be
end up
surprised at the amount of stuff that you actually end up doing that's not within your usual.
You just straight to jail for me. What do I feel like? Oh my god! Like I don't know.
Yeah, and I guess that was the freedom that like if I was working a full-time job, I wouldn't be able to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? Because I had Hush, right? And I had the freedom to say like, I just don't want to take any clients right now, so I just didn't. And I just spent that time like exploring internally.
I feel a weight lifting off my shoulders
Yeah.
from your story.
Try it. So fun. Like, even like things with like with my yoga, it's like, do I feel like taking it easy today even though my body feels good? Yes, let's take it easy today. The crazy thing is, and this is something that I learned, the days where I took it easy in yoga were my best performing days. When you stop trying, you can go so far.
There is a run coach. You'll have to fact check me on this. And what he or she, what they found was when they told their athletes to go out and give it 80%, they actually performed better. Because it was like...
Wasn't this in the Anagram book?
I'm not sure.
I feel like it was.
I don't think I'm at that
I
part
remember
yet.
something like that.
But I remember hearing the story because it basically just reduced stress.
Yes.
And how tense they actually were to go out and give 100%.
Yeah.
It's a weird kind of contradiction.
Exactly. So that's what I mean by like the whole like going back to like what we were saying about like pushing yourself and like discipline, right? It doesn't need to be that way in order for you to get results.
So one of the reasons why I was questioning that so much is the concern. It's like, do you then just default to... Because I think naturally I'm lazy. So am I just going to turn into that double take on the couch?
Could that also just be something that you're telling yourself and therefore...
Yeah.
Like, have you convinced yourself that you're lazy when you're actually not?
I don't know. Maybe we've got some introspection to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were saying?
Yeah, so after doing all of that, then it came like another round of like an identity crisis. Because while I was happily exploring these things and like I really fell in love with like sound healing, it was easy for me to do that in the comfort of my home because Singji had saw my evolution and I knew that he wasn't judging me. When it came to telling people, that's when I'm like, shit. Like most of the people that like are close to me now, like they know me by this identity. Like the person who's good at marketing, that has their own marketing company, that's like really logical and stuff, and having to... So I guess like in a way I hadn't fully embraced this other part that I was now exploring because I was scared of telling other people about it. So that first few months...
Why were you scared of telling other people about it?
I don't know. I suppose I even haven't fully believed it myself, to be honest.
I mean, to be fair, you said to me you were not scared about telling me. You were like...
scared. Yeah. So then because it was like, well, because you've known me as this marketing person that was good at her job and nothing else. That's what I told myself.
That's what you told yourself? Because I know you as Juinn.
Yeah. That's what I told myself.
Right.
And I told myself that that's how everyone knew me. And that's why everyone's like my friend or wants to connect with me on LinkedIn and stuff like that. So then I still remember like in February, somebody asked me like, oh, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, well, kind of in between like marketing thing and like I'm also doing sound healing. So it's just like one of those like loosey-goosey kind of answers. And I could sense that like it was hard for me to just say it as it is because I still needed to convince myself, right? So it was like, okay, let's do some more internal work. So started doing more soul searching, I started doing so much trauma work that crying every week was like a thing for me now. Still doing it.
At least you're in control of that rather than being made to cry.
I don't jump on my calls with my coach to be like, I'm ready to cry today. It's just more of like me telling her about my week, and then next thing you know, I'm like so it's from February until now. I would say now is the only time where I can, like, for the first time I can confidently tell people, like when they ask me like what I do, and I'm like, I'm sound healer, I'm opening a studio. And Sengchi caught it the first time I did it. He says, I can't remember who was asking me, and I said like, oh, we're got a sound healing studio coming up. And then he kind of nudged me, and then he was like, "You said it, you said it." And I'm like, "Oh my god, I did."
He's such a fucking cheerleader. I fucking love it. It's the best. It's the best.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize. And so when he pointed it out, I'm like, "Oh my god, it worked!" Like, I felt okay saying it. I didn't feel afraid of like being judged, and like, again, it's like another form of like liberation, right? And like now, like, I really feel that, like, you know what? Even if you want to look at me like I'm some crazy woo-woo person, I don't care. Like, just think all you want. Like, if you're not for me, like, I don't do things for the approval of people anymore. I'll probably fall into that hole at some point again, but at this point in time,
It ebbs and flows.
Yeah, it ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
But, you know, at least I know that, like, my decisions moving forward will not be for the approval of other people. It will be for what I feel is best for me, because every major decision that I've made in the past where I do it for me has always worked out so well. And so I'm just like, why do I need to keep convincing myself not to listen to me? Like, I should learn to trust. And there's a very interesting element of, like, just surrendering to it. It's going from, like, somebody who was a bit of like a control freak, because I wanted to control people's perception of me and, like, everything else, to just being like, you know what? I'm just gonna do me, and then I'm just gonna surrender to, like, whatever people want to say about me, whether it's good or bad. I don't care. Yeah.
There's a great book I read called Surrender to Your Adversity. And it was written by a dude who's a recovering alcoholic, who actually worked at a technology company that I consulted with, based in the US. And he wrote this book, and he's actually a motivational speaker now. So when you talk about surrender, it's like the first thing that comes to my mind is, oh, giving up. But it's not actually the case. It's embracing, like, these different elements of, like,
Correct.
who you are.
Correct. And it's like that element of surrender also, it doesn't mean that, like, everything's gonna be beautiful and positive. There's gonna be shit that comes your way.
Yeah.
But I fully accept that it is just the way that it needs to be. And again, it's that very nice feeling of, like, you can, like, nothing, I can really genuinely say that, like, I don't feel bothered by a lot of things now. And it's not because I'm choosing to ignore it. It's just more of, like, I see it, I acknowledge that it has happened, but nothing in me stirs in a way that makes me hate the situation.
It just kind of washes over you.
Yeah, it's a very, I mean, it settles in a very accepting kind of way.
How do you train that?
Meditating and yoga helped a lot, because yoga, there's this saying, I can't remember where I read it, but they always say that, like, yoga is like holding a mirror up to yourself. It's very strange. I mean, you know how, like, they say, like, the body keeps the score and stuff, right? So by virtue of doing yoga, it releases certain parts of your body where
it was you that was telling me about this, with that weird bridge pose and then everyone cries.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that one?
Yeah, and, like, you know, it releases a lot of trauma and, like, stuck emotions and memories. And it just happened to me yesterday, actually, where I was stuck in a particular pose, and I've been stuck there for 2 years. I've never been stuck at something for this long before in my life. So there was this frustration that was building up inside of me. And I took that time to, and with that frustration, like, an immediate thought came into my head of, like, oh, if you lost a bit of weight, maybe you can do this pose. And I caught myself, I'm like, whoa, like, where is this coming from? Like, this is not something that you are born to naturally think of. Like, so then, I didn't do it on the spot in my yoga class because I was like crying already. Like, not full on, but I was like, I need to get my shit together and finish this up so I can go home and like introspect. So, then I asked myself, like, where did this thought come from? Like, when was the first time this thought happened? What's this memory that comes up with it? And it just really allowed me to like observe whatever that came up. Whether it's real or not, it doesn't matter. It's just like, it made me feel that type of way, right? So observe, listen to it even, and even start to change how I feel about that. So it's like I'm shifting the emotion of how of that's associated with that memory. And then that in turn will change how I speak to myself. Because how I speak to myself is because of that memory, of that thing that happened to me like when I was a kid. So that is sort of like how I would say, like, together with like meditation, it really creates that space between your thoughts and how you really feel and act. It's like I've learned to, I wouldn't say doubt, but question my own thoughts. It's like when that first thought of like, you can't do this because you're fat. I'm like, really? Like, you sure?
It's like, come on now.
Is it real?
Yeah. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I don't buy into it immediately already.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just being able to look at yourself very objectively and just being very kind to myself, because it's like, man, I wouldn't say this to anyone. Like, why am I saying this to myself, right? So I kind of forgot the question that you asked at the start as well.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just hearing this. It's when you talk about like the weight thing, I know there's like a side thing that you just happened to mention, but it reminds me of what you used to tell me about when you were weightlifting, when you were doing your Olympic lifting. And then people used to comment on your body as well. And you were like, I don't fucking care. It's like, oh, it's not very feminine. It's like, yeah, watch this lift kind of thing.
Yeah, but honestly, I did reflect on that, right? And it's a very strange thing that at that time, I was actually, I was comforted by the fact that, a very weird kind of way, that majority of people didn't find my body anyways, like attractive, because like my thighs were so big and my shoulders were broader and stuff. And I liked the fact that no one was, I was uncomfortable by attention, and therefore the uglier I look, it was kind of like I was the body that I was building was protecting a lot of unresolved shit that was happening inside.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So yes, on paper, like even I convinced myself, like, I don't care like what people say and stuff like that, which I didn't, but it was also just like a padding for how I was really feeling inside, which was still very insecure in some kind of way. And it's so different from like what it is now, where it's like like, for the first time in I don't know how long, I can finally look at a photo of myself and not be like, ugh. It's so weird.
Really?
Yeah. I stopped wearing makeup. Like, it's so crazy.
Same.
You should though. Like,
positive reinforcement I need. Jesus.
Yeah.
What does sound healing do for you?
So, our bodies are made out of a lot of water. I believe the number is like 70% water. Sound creates frequencies, right? And through different instruments, or a combination of instruments, we create those frequencies in your body, which gets you into different states. So when you sleep, if they measure your brain waves, when you're in like deep sleep, for example, it's called a theta wave.
Okay.
And it's the same frequency as when somebody is in like a deep meditation. And that's essentially like the goal that I'm trying to do with the sound instruments, is to help people get into those states. And a lot of things happen. Majority of the time people go to a session because they just struggle to sleep.
Okay.
So you get into the state, you sleep. But for a lot of the time, people also get into that really deep meditative state where a lot of insights also come. And one thing that I realized about meditation is that like we were always told that like meditation is about clearing your mind, emptying your mind, not having any thoughts. But I don't, after doing it for a while, like I don't believe that that's possible, because we're humans, like thoughts are supposed to be there. But it's more of like how we can look at it, observe it, and just be like, okay, bye. Like just let it go. And not get sucked into that thought. Right? So, and when that happens, then I really believe that it creates a lot of room for that introspection and inspiration to come up. Like sometimes you'll start remembering things that you didn't even know you had. And I feel like it's always like a message to deal with that. This is something that you need to address and deal with. It is really freaking uncomfortable a lot of the time. But that's what you need to go through in order to get to a state where you're just in like constant happiness and acceptance and peace all the time.
The dream.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so
I do struggle with this, this idea of, ooh, it's so woo-woo, or sound healing, or little waves, oh, I'm happy now.
you say that it is woo-woo, but
Yeah, that's why I'm so bought into it, because there's something there, right?
there is, because science is starting to pay attention. Okay,
Tell
so we always, and I was like this before, like I was always like, well, science doesn't say that this thing works, so therefore it doesn't work. But science just hasn't discovered how it works just yet. It's sort of like how for the longest time we all thought Pluto was a planet, and then and because science told us so, and then suddenly science is like, oh, actually it's not a planet.
Do you know now it's now a planet again?
Oh, for God's sake, you see what I mean?
So this is the idea of butter and margarine. do you remember this?
No.
Butter's really bad for you, margarine is better.
Okay, sure.
But now,
It's the other way around.
yeah, for now.
Exactly. So it's just like, what has science not discovered yet? So I'm not saying that science is bad, but we need to stop using that as this sole reason why we believe or don't believe in these things. So when it comes to like sound healing, like I guess in a good way, like science is starting to pay attention. And so there was actually, like if you go on Kyoto University's website, they did publish like a short report on a study where they essentially played different sound frequencies to cells to see how they responded, and they actually found that certain frequencies can create like altered states for those cells, even to the point of blocking like fat cells from forming. So now they're entertaining it as an option, or I won't say entertaining, they're exploring it as an option to be part of like a medical practice that is non-invasive.
Okay, this is interesting.
Right? So then when you share it from this angle, suddenly you're seeing sound healing as a non-woo-woo thing, because science is already backing it up. But what I'm saying is that, like, why wait until the scientists take notice of it and say like, oh, actually I want to study this a bit more. Like, why not we just, open our mind, like try it out, try anything out. And if it doesn't work for you, then it doesn't work for you. But if it works for someone else, let it work for someone else. Like, don't judge or anything.
Yeah.
I even had people coming to me and say like, oh, but what if it's placebo? I was like, if it's placebo but they're feeling good, just let it be.
Isn't that why they test actual medical drugs with placebos as well?
But if placebos do the work and
Right.
somebody is feeling better as a result, then let them.
You see the book there, the yellow one at the top?
Uh-huh.
The expectation effect. It talks about, now I'm going to pronounce this wrong, nocebos and placebos.
That's
like,
a nocebo.
You'll have to look at the definition in the book.
Okay.
But it's this idea of, it's a placebo effect, but it works.
Yeah. So then let it work.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds like I'm trying to convince myself on this. What is, so in terms of like the frequency sound healing, why do people use it? When do people normally go to use it? I don't, because like I'm not going to be sat at home one day and be like, I'm just playing Doom and like, I need sound healing. Like, is it
Maybe.
like, you never know, maybe it's just, I don't know, because I'll give you an example. I'm feeling a bit tense. I'm going to go for a massage, not from general massage, but it's like, okay, there's a knot, there's a pain, I'll go for a massage.
Okay.
Is it like, how would I, like...
It's interesting that you say that because at the start when I was trying to explain it to people, I would always tell them it's like a massage for your brain.
I'm listening to this. I'm down for this.
So, have you ever had that feeling where everything is just so heavy that you're literally just like, oh my god, my head's about to explode?
Do you mean every day?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I had periods of time where I went through it every day.
Yeah.
I think it's very normal, for a lot of us nowadays. So it's a massage for the knots in your brain.
Oh.
Yeah.
How right now, like, I mean, that's an interesting concept. Still not totally sold.
Okay.
But how would people normally go if they were going to go for like a normal, say normal, do air quotes right now, resolution for something like that? What would be? I'm going to smash some paracetamol or Panadol and like what? do you see what I'm getting at? I'm like,
yeah.
What is sound healing the alternative of?
Well, one of it is sleeping pills.
Oh.
Yeah, so a lot of the classes that I attend, people always share like, what are you here for? Like, what are you hoping to get out of this? And everyone has very different reasons, but the most common reason is sleep. So many people cannot sleep. And it's crazy because it's so important. Sleep.
Yeah.
Like,
is the sleep one so high in terms of the problem you're trying to solve? Because if you tried searching for how do I sleep better, that's like one of the number one things that comes up. Is that?
I don't know if it is even.
There's
always very like scientific and pragmatic approaches that's your usual like blue light filters. Don't look at your phone for an hour before bedtime. What have you been following?
I'm always on my phone. Like,
yeah, but
all the bad stuff.
And I'm not saying that these things don't work, but there's also so much tension that our body holds that not looking at your phone for an hour before bedtime is not gonna help with that. So it's a bit like, I want to say it's like somebody is just cradling your brain and just saying like, it's okay to just let it go and just rest. Have you seen cuddle therapy? It's like that.
Oh my god!
Cuddle therapy for your brain.
Where is that the one where they hold each other in swimming pools? You've seen this one?
Yeah. You're like floating and then somebody's there like, relax.
I fucking would as well. I'm curious about this sound healing thing. So if I went for like a sound healing session, what is it? I still don't know.
What is it?
Yeah. Press play on a cassette and it's like whale noises.
Well, no, because like if you think about like
Did you just start your sentence with whale? No. As in it was a pun? Did you not see this?
No.
Oh, I'm gonna play this back. Anyway.
Oh,
I want to know.
So the instruments, right? When you play them, they vibrate. Sound vibrates through the air.
What's the instrument?
Different. Okay, sorry. You have different kinds like crystal balls, metal singing bowls, a gong, chimes, drums. Some people use drums, tuning forks. So many kinds.
Oh shit. Okay.
Even things like pipes and flutes. Yeah, there's loads.
So so do you play them? 'Cause so the only thing that when I think about sound healing as well, I think about resort, and I think about like a copper bowl where somebody runs a fucking stick around it and it makes a noise.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But you're saying is like you can do it with all different types of instruments, and I'm being educated.
Yeah.
It only took it's been 3 hours 24 minutes.
Have we been talking for 3 hours?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Sorry. So like, what is it?
Yeah. So you play a combination of these instruments.
Okay.
And this is a cool thing. Not every sound healer is gonna give you the same experience. Like
Right.
some sound healers, like maybe they're more drawn towards like crystal balls. So then it sounds more like ethereal or dreamy even. Some sound healers are more drawn towards like a small little handheld drum with like seed shakers, and there's this thing called a rainmaker that sounds
the
like
big one.
rain, like a
Yeah,
big
I've
tube.
Yeah, I've seen
So
that.
then it sounds a bit more shamanic, right? And that will give you like it's just a different experience, and you have to find one that like suits you as the receiver of these things. So anyways,
So-
it's through these sound instruments that we then create like vibrations in the air.
If I come for, what's the name of your studio? Clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Do I play? Or
No, you receive. You lie there. You just lie there. You don't even do anything. You just lie there. Just chill. Shut your eyes and chill.
And then I'm like, I would get a menu and I'm like, give me a little bit of the banjo.
No, you don't decide.
No?
We decide for you.
How do you do that?
I'm not gonna say that this is how everyone does it.
Okay.
But how I do it is again, there's a bit of like trust in the universe kind of thing.
All right.
Like I will meditate on it, and essentially it's like the first thing that comes to mind in terms of like, what does this group need is the thing that I'm gonna go with. So through this process, I've also learned to trust my intuition as well.
If you had to intuit, like, do you go by sound instrument for like me? How would you determine what I would need?
Rest.
Just sleep.
That's just not intuition. That's just me knowing you. No, but it's a really cool thing that happens though. It's like I'll have like the people in front of me, and you know how I was talking earlier about like stop thinking and start feeling. I'll just completely kind of like shut off like the logical part of my mind and just go purely on feel, and it's like my body will just suddenly start like moving intuitively on its own. It'll just be like, oh, I feel like they need to hear this, so I'll just hit this bowl, and they need to hear this, I'll hit that bowl. Obviously there's some like practice that goes into it because different bowls have different pitches, right, and frequencies. You don't want to send them flying all over the place. So there's a sense of like needing to get familiar with like you want to take them on a journey, not throw them out of a plane and land in Sydney, and then from Sydney you yoink them to like Abu Dhabi or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
This is new, like, for me.
Yeah.
Right. It's like I throw weights around and run in the jungle kind of thing. But this idea of sound healing. So I walk into your studio. Is it like a consultation? Like, how does it work?
Well, it
Could you run me through it? I
depends.
walk up the stairs and then you're like, hi. Actually, even before that, when I book a appointment,
Yeah.
am I like, my head's going to explode with all the thoughts? Do I just like, book an appointment and just turn up?
Just show up.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, there's slight differences. Like, if it's like a private session, obviously we have more time to talk, right?
Yeah.
Because I'll actually be able to sit down and just be like, okay, tell me what's going on. Like,
So you do private and group?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, you know, what's bothering you, that kind of stuff. In a group, you can still ask that, but not everyone's comfortable like opening up in front of a group, right? Some people
Yeah.
will just be very general, like, oh, I'm just here to explore, I'm just here to relax. Usually in the group you get like very generic answers like that, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you're here to relax, then you're here to relax, or if you want to sleep, and by all means, like, sleep, right? And it's usually like after the session, then they'll start opening up a bit more. Like, you get some really cool answers from people saying that, like, oh, I saw this thing, I had this vision. And then it's always like, and these are from people who are like not woo woo at all.
Right.
Like, one of my first ever like sessions was with a friend, and he's very typical sales guy, like,
Is he looking for work?
more than you. No, he's not. He's more sales guy than you in that sense, where it's like very typical old school kind in that way. So I was surprised when he was like, hey, I want to come for a session. I'm like, sure, why not, right? He was out, like, full on snoring in like under 15 minutes. And then, but at the same time, he said he saw like visions and stuff. And because it was something that he didn't question it, it's very hard to question because he saw it.
Right.
So that was like an interesting experience for me, because I'm like, okay, so when I tell somebody who's like an extremely scientific, logical person that like you can experience these things, they'll be like, no, the fuck you can't. But when they are the ones that experience it themselves, they'll be like, oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, well, that happened.
Yeah.
How long's the session?
About an hour. Most
Yeah.
of the time it's like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the 15 minutes will just be like, hey, like, why are you here? What did you see? What did you experience?
Going from, I appreciate it has been a long time. Going from marketing consultancy to then being like, oh, I'm going to explore being a masseuse, or oh, I'm going to take a look at sound healing, to then go, I'm going to open a studio. That's like, it's a big step, right? How do you do that?
Thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah. I didn't know where I wanted to take it.
But you made the decision to open a studio.
I feel like it was a conversation of like, you know, if there was nothing to stop me, or there were no restrictions, what would I do next? It's like, I would love to open a studio, because the studio, like, I started having like a vision or a goal of like, it's not just going to be sound healing, it's going to be different types of healing. Like, even dance is a form of like healing through expression. Breath work is insane. Like,
You're Wim Hofer.
no, I'll share with you something that's even more insane than Wim Hof.
Okay.
I'll send it to you later.
All right.
But it makes Wim Hof look like child's play. I mean, I admit Wim Hof has its benefits, and
Yeah.
I did do that for a while. And then we discovered a different kind of breathwork, which was like, holy crap. So that's the stuff that we want to start including. It's just generally like just helping people heal from using like alternative methods. But I'm not saying that like I have to be very careful to say like, I'm not here to fix your cancer for you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you need to go to chemo, you go do your chemo. But there's so many things like inside from an emotional and mental standpoint that people often neglect, and that's usually where a lot of problems start as well.
I'm with you on this one. You know my background on the whole sales mindset kind of thing. You can have like the hard tactical skills, chemo and all that, but then there's that mental aspect of as well, just to kind of get you in the right mindset.
Yeah.
To keep you going, to build confidence, positivity, and then to continue to do that.
Yeah, and actually,
Because I think that's a missed thing as well. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
Because like it's not a one and done. It's
Correct.
it's work.
yeah.
It really is.
Like, do you remember in Man's Search for Meaning, he said that when he observed like the prisoners in the camps, right? The ones who really believed that they will survive this were the ones who fell sick less. And even when they did get sick, the illness didn't kill them, versus the ones that completely gave up and they just went so fast the moment they got sick.
Expectation effect.
Well, there you go. So it's like these things have been told to us by so many people, and yet whenever we bring it up in a lot of like common, like normal everyday conversations, people are just like, yeah, some bunch of woo-woo stuff. It's like, well, no, because Mr. Dude in concentration camp saw it with his own eyes and made like and wrote one of like the best books in the world. So, you know, what is your exact reason for rejecting these things?
I reread that recently.
Ooh,
and re-listened to it.
Very good.
Same impact. When is your studio open, by the way?
August.
Can I get a session?
Of course.
How much is a session?
Well, drop-ins are, if it's just a one-time drop-in, it's 85. But I mean, different packages will take
85?
Yeah.
It's cheap.
Should I go more?
Probably.
185.
I mean, 85 for me seems reasonable.
Oh, that's for a group session.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
What about a private session?
288?
288.
If I recall.
In my mind, I had a figure. I was like, okay, it's going to be about 250.
Yeah.
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 That's fair. Can you do the drop-in as well? Or is that, I suppose that'd be a pre-booking kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How's it going to work on scheduling?
I mean, we're going to test out different time frames. Because we're trying to gauge like what works for people. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be options from like mornings to evenings, because I want to be conscious of the fact that like for example, it's not the most comfortable experience if you come right after a heavy meal. So if I put it at say 7:00, assuming that most people clock off at 6 and they rush their dinner, I don't want them to do that,
right,
because they're coming with like a full belly. So it's just trying out these things and just trying to take those sort of small daily habits into account. So yeah, there'll be options from like early morning up until like say 9 p.m. at night if you really want to come in, so that you can go back home and go straight to sleep. It's
my sales brain working. It's like this idea of KYC, right? Knowing your customer. It's like, oh, well, if they're going to rush home from work and then they're going to get dinner, we don't want to do that. And like how you then start to position it in a certain way and have timings that actually suit you, and that's kind of cool. On like banks.
Banks?
Yeah, closing at 5.
Oh, yeah.
Don't open on weekends.
Yeah, exactly.
Only close half the tills at lunchtime.
Yes.
Okay, great, thanks. Really appreciate all that. Nice. If people want to help you, can they help you with the thing? What can they do? All of the 11 people that will listen to this.
Honestly, it's like spread the word. If they know of like anyone that's like in this field, would you call it a field?
Probably field.
Who are looking for like a space to practice or hold their classes as well. Like, I'm open to meeting people.
That's cool. So you'll have what other
over time, like that is a plan, because our goal is, I mean, the reason why it's called Clarity is really just like, you know, like reflecting on like my personal journey, and even for Seng Chi himself, it's like we really feel like we've been just slowly returning home to ourselves before all of this societal conditioning and stuff like that. So that's the vision, is really to have a space where we can help people do that. So whether it's through, again, like sound healing or breath work and stuff. So if there are people around that need a space to practice something like that, then...
I didn't even ask you why it was called Clarity.
Well, there you go.
Now I know.
Yes.
I'm a terrible, terrible host.
Yes.
Nice. What should I have asked you but didn't ask you?
Not sure. What have been some of the answers to this?
What?
Have other people answered this question before?
Yeah, I think so. Can't remember.
What'd they say?
Can't remember that either.
Oh my god.
I know. I don't have clarity. Oh!
God.
Oh, you see? I need some sound healing.
Maybe you should do my marketing for me.
Yeah,
Like turn the tables a little bit now, give you $0 to spend.
Oh, yeah, the turntables. I'd be terrible at marketing.
What?
No, I can't remember.
Honestly, I'm not sure.
Then that's fine.
Yeah.
Any final words?
The only thing I would say is just, to encourage people to just try new things. Like, even if it's, like, not coming for sound healing. Like, just try, like, that thing that you've always said that you wanted to try. Just try it and don't wait for the perfect conditions to exist before you do. Because that's not going to happen.
I like that as an excuse as well. One final thing from me. What are you most looking forward to?
Just opening the studio.
Yeah, hurry up.
Excited.
I need healing.
Yes, you do.
And I think that's a great way to end. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you.
This has been the Mindemn Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. It was my goal to give you as much value as possible, and I hope you've got that from this one. Question for you, based on what you heard, how will you think differently, and what will be the next best action step that you can take? If you'd like to be a guest or simply like to have a conversation with myself and the team, feel free to reach out on any of our social channels. Go forth, be awesome, make a difference. Peace out.